we're screwed. I mean, we're live. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
I know what you're wondering. When will we have this whole team together again? I have returned from Europe. I'm alive. Despite all the things that have been happening over there, I know people have been obsessively hoping I was okay. I'm fine. Don't panic. And Sam was in, I guess, Baltimore last night. I'm guessing doing some of his wrestling stuff. Don't you hate when people are dismissive of shit you're doing? When you're doing something that you like doing, like, oh, he's doing his little wrestling thing. So I'm guessing he'll be back. He'll be back shortly. His train got in at probably 7:30, 7:45. Is that correct, Travis?
Something like that, yeah.
All right, Travis is in the other room. Travis is getting a whole lot of hype on Twitter. Yeah, people missing you. No one seems to miss me.
I
no
think
one
they just miss the memes.
What's that?
They just miss the memes.
You don't think it's you personally?
No. No, it's the ability to say woof woof on Twitter.
Do you think they like saying woof woof?
I think they love it.
Yeah, Eric Dassey is a big fan of making Travis Teft memes. Wow, what a week to be off.
It's not a nice profile photo that he has.
No, it's really not. It's very degrading. We're going to have to ask Eric Dassey to change that because it makes one of our ex-coworkers.
And still friend.
And still dear friend appear to be a fat, dumpy murderer. So we'd prefer that you change that, Eric Dassey, to something else. I'm watching another documentary, by the way, on Netflix. And I think Sam may have interviewed Ryan White.
No, we were going to, but that got rescheduled or something.
Oh, okay. I'm watching that. It's very good. The Keepers, I think it's called, about that nun that was killed in Baltimore. So really, really good. We have a good show today, hopefully. Sam will be here shortly. Kevin Hart's coming in at 9:30, and I'm reading his book. And I'll be honest with you. I read 150 pages of his book on the flight over. Flying to Europe, I left. My last show was a week ago, Wednesday, and then Sam was going to do Thursday, and we were off Friday. So I left Wednesday to fly into Norway, and I flew on Lufthansa, and they fly me business class. That's the deal that you get when you go over there. But there was no business available because they screwed up and didn't book the flight. So they wound up putting me in a first-class seat on Lufthansa for the same price. I don't know how their travel agent got the deal, but that's why I was tweeting those photos.
I wouldn't really call it a seat.
Did you see how big it was?
Yeah, it's like my apartment.
It was a small area. Well, that was the bathroom.
Oh, good.
Did you see the bathroom videos I was tweeting?
I did, yeah. I thought that was just the whole thing.
Very, very large. No, that was the first-class bathroom. And I don't know how the travel agent did it. I think they panicked because they screwed up and forgot to book my ticket.
Wait, was that your personal bathroom or just the first-class bathroom?
First-class bathroom.
Okay.
You do have your own closet. Lufthansa was amazing. When I got on this plane, and you walk in, they're like, here's your personal closet. I'm like, trust me, I've got one already. But you hang I had to hang my Black Sabbath hoodie in my personal closet. I had to hang something
that needs to be. Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say that needs to be hung.
It does need to be hung. Right. And I did it just to have something hanging in my personal closet. And you put your little luggage in there, and they bring you some refreshing, like peppermint water. It really is. It's probably the best experience I've ever had.
A nice rose in a vase.
A rose in a vase. They bring you salmon tartare. I do it. It was one of the most amazing travel experiences I've ever had. And I'll talk more about it as the days go on. But I have to say, and I credited him while I was there, fucking Bill Burr. I thank Bill Burr publicly. I've been thanking him all week in Europe. I was wrong. I was an asshole. And I was stupid to not want to go to Europe. They could not have been nicer over there. The people over there could not have been more ingratiating and warmer. They were absolutely, might I say, delightful. It was such a good trip. I had such a great time over there. The only part I didn't like about it, and again, I'll get into all the places I went to as the week goes on. I'm not going to talk about all of it now. I landed in Norway. Or I actually went through Frankfurt, Germany, and then landed in Norway. You show your passport in Frankfurt. When I was making my connecting flight, I showed my passport to the guy briefly. Like you walk in and there's these German cops look at it before you go into this other area of the airport to connect through Frankfurt. You show the guy your passport. He looks at it for a second. Where are you going? A bunch of countries. Okay. He hands me back my passport. I don't have to show ID in any airport until I'm returning home through Amsterdam. I couldn't fucking believe not one flight do you show ID. You literally just go from air. I mean, I understand the European Union, you don't have to show your passports. No ID. So, I mean, I think what they have over there is a pretty interesting way of living. They don't panic with travel. There's no tension in the airports. There's no stress. It's a little bit too loose because if you're on a watch list for something, you could just be traveling under someone else's name and no one there would know it. I don't know how they stop that from happening. Have you been to Europe?
No, not yet. Oh, I've been to Germany once. That's about it.
I don't know how they stop that from happening. How do they stop people from traveling under somebody else's name, unless they randomly check? But when I was going from, was it Oslo to, I think it was Oslo to Copenhagen. I did my gig in Oslo. I walked around for a day. It was beautiful. Just a lovely city. I met a friend there. We hung out, walked around, had delightful little cafe meals. I really lived the life of a gentlemanly tourist. And I fly into Copenhagen, and you get off the plane, I'm looking for customs. I'm expecting it to be this whole thing. I'm like, what the fuck is, so I asked, they show, you see the customs arrow. So I'm like, this is customs. I see like 3 cops. I'm like, oh, fuck. I went down the wrong hallway. I'm in this heavy security area. So I'm like, where's customs? And the guy's like, where are you coming from? And I'm like, Oslo. And he goes, what are you doing here? I said, I'm doing some comedy shows. And he goes, is it going to be a big show? I said, probably not. And he went, okay. And he laughed. And he let me go through. He didn't even look at my passport. That's the only check I had in all of Europe.
You're just used to all this, like, post 9/11, like, ultra security.
Even pre 9/11, there was some.
Yeah, but I mean, before 9/11, you could still go to the gate with somebody.
That's true.
Now that's unheard of.
You could. I remember meeting my parents at the gate of a Continental flight in the mid-90s. And I was using the lavatory in Newark Airport, and some guy with a beard was trying to look at my penis.
Sorry.
That's right, it was you, Trev. And then I went outside and smoked a cigarette. It was really uncomfortable. But that's the last time I ever met somebody at the gate. But in Europe, there's no fucking airport security at all. I mean, you go through your security with your bags, and they're kind of dicks about the stuff in the baggie. Like, you know what I mean? I got stopped a couple times because I didn't have all my liquids in a fucking clear plastic bag. Maybe that's how they get around all this, security.
We have to do that too.
Yeah, but I never do. I never put my shit in a plastic bag. I never get stopped for it either.
Aren't they talking about banning laptops in European flights?
Yeah,
certain ones. Yeah,
I've heard that they're trying to make it all European flights into the U.S.
All into the U.S.
Yeah,
even if you're an American.
Yeah.
So you can't bring your laptop if you go to Europe?
No, you can. It just has to be it can't be in your carry-on. It has to be checked.
Oh, God, it sucks.
Yeah.
I never check luggage.
Never?
Never check luggage.
You went to Europe for a week? And
with one carry-on.
That's awesome.
Fucking, I wore the same pair of underwear 4 days in a row.
Good for you.
I don't care. I brought 4 pairs of pants, a pair of shoes, all my shirts. I don't travel. I travel light. I never, ever, ever check luggage. If I had to go away for a long period of time, maybe. But I was gone for over a week. I wound up staying for an extra day in Europe. I wound up staying the day after my Amsterdam gig, just so I could explore the city.
And I guess a man of your nature can just buy clothes while he's there.
I didn't buy any clothes.
But
I did not.
To.
I mean, if I needed to, sure, we could all buy a shirt
to do that.
I didn't want to, and I didn't have to. And I wound up going to, here comes Sam. I wound up going to Antwerp, Belgium. You know what Europe is like? Europe is like being in a miniature train set. It's like there's all these places that have like these old, they look like the houses and the buildings that were in train sets when you were a kid. So it was quite a lovely experience. We're covering my Europe trip. Nice haircut. Welcome back.
Thank you. Well, welcome back to you.
I'm talking about being in just basically the travel over there and how there's no security. Like there's security, but there's no, you don't show your ID anywhere.
From train to train, or you don't?
From plane to plane.
Really?
You don't show any ID. You show it only when you get in through the coming into the European Union from Frankfurt. I didn't show it any time for the rest of my trip until I was coming home through Amsterdam.
Wow.
It was really amazing that you go to airports and they just, you check in with this, it's a barcode scan. Every airport's like, boop, you just scan yourself in, you walk in. It's a bit of a clusterfuck getting on the planes over there. It's a bit of a stampede.
Yeah.
They're speaking in fucking, in Danish or in in Swedish or whatever.
Which probably makes sense to a lot of people there.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me.
Right, I wouldn't have understood either.
As the American, they do English second. But they couldn't have been nicer. I was wrong about Europe. I'm saying it now. I was 100% wrong.
The audiences, you mean, or the people?
All of them.
Yeah.
Were very, very nice. The audiences were great. They said I had decent-sized crowds. They weren't sold out, but they said this is pretty good considering it was your first time there. This is the way you build the audience. So the whole experience was awesome.
I did notice one that you posted. I couldn't tell if it was a video of your show or if it was a video of a literal dumpster fire.
That was in Oslo, Norway.
Oh, yeah.
That was that was the night before my show. And I was outside my hotel, and I was standing there with let's just say a friend. Let's just say a friend.
Yeah, don't ask any questions, guys.
Let's just say a friend. And we're standing there, and she's smoking. And all of a sudden, this is across from us.
I'll bet she was smoking.
Oh, you want to know.
Like The Mask.
Yeah.
Smoking.
She was lovely.
Oh, man.
And having a cigarette. We were nowhere near that with the...
You know why I bet she was having a cigarette? You know when people smoke cigarettes after a little you-know-what?
Yeah. No, what?
Okay, now go ahead. Go ahead with
what?
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Don't.
After laughter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
After laughter.
Yep.
So we're standing there, and I just look over, and it was like a little fire bubbling over, and then a minute later, it's a fucking 4-alarm fire. I don't know what's in that dumpster, but they're doing some renovations in the hotel, maybe. But I don't know. It was horrifying.
And there was like flammable, like
whatever it was, burned immediately.
Well, thank God it was in the dumpster and not in the hotel anymore.
I know. And that was the big to-do in Norway, in Oslo. It's a very small place.
Yeah.
We had, again, it was a fun time, and then from there I went to Copenhagen. I almost canceled Copenhagen because that show wasn't selling very well. No, I went to Stockholm next, and then the fucking sheets were itchy in the hotel. Don't get me started.
Oh, I know you don't like that.
I left a day early for Stockholm. I was supposed to stay an extra day on my day off and explore Stockholm, and the sheets were so itchy. I'm like, get me to Denmark.
You left a country because the sheets were so itchy?
Yeah, well, I had to go to Denmark anyway, and honestly, I wanted to be in. I don't want to wake up and fly, so I'm like, if I can fly on an off day and get to the country and then wake up in the country to do my gig, it's better for me travel-wise.
Plus, you thought to yourself, this could be an issue with the hotel or a countrywide epidemic. The itchy sheets, that is. So
Well,
I better err on the side of caution on this one and just leave altogether.
I knew what it was. No, this was in Stockholm, which was a phenomenal city, but this is a boutique hotel, and in those boutique hotels, they think it has to look like fucking like Hitler's bunker as far as the crispness of the sheets. So I flew to what is it? Not Denmark, Denmark, and the hotel is an old hotel, and I get in there, and the room is very fucking small, unacceptably small.
Oh.
But then I'm like, I see the radiators. I'm like, where's the air conditioning? And I see the windows open.
Oh,
so I
no.
call down. I'm like, where's the air conditioning? And they said, no, this is an old hotel. There's no air conditioning.
The wealthy American called the front desk and said, "Sir, there must be a mistake. Where is your indoor thermostat?"
No, the American who's used to air conditioning. You don't have
Are
to
they
be
not big on air conditioning over there?
Yeah, apparently not. You don't have to be a wealthy American because everything's old. They make it look like it's this European culture thing. No, everything's old. Beautiful, but old. I said it's like being on a train. It's like being in the set of a fucking miniature train set. That's what Europe is like. The houses are all pointed brick top. I took photos in Belgium that were stunning. Their shopping, like the outdoor shopping areas, are stunning. But I went down. I'm like, this is not acceptable. So I called my promoter. And I'm like, look, I will pay. I don't want him to pay any extra money. I don't have banged out, sold out shows. I'll pay the fucking money. Just find me a new hotel. I'll pay any difference in fee. I don't want you to lose $1. So I switched to a lovely hotel.
Much better.
Just with air conditioning.
Yeah.
It's all I wanted. I upgraded myself to a better room. I paid it.
Question on everybody's mind: how were the sheets?
Fine. The air conditioning in the second hotel, tepid at best.
Oh, no.
Not great, but still nice. Food was amazing in Denmark. Food okay in Norway.
Just room temperature air billowing out of the AC
That
unit.
was pretty much it. And I called I called downstairs to the maintenance people, and they said this is the best we have in the hotel. I'm like, okay. I didn't make a big deal of it.
You should really do Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
I wanted to
must
start.
say, like he'd be
Crisp
those
sheets.
He'd be those ones where you click it and it goes read more, and you go, okay, what is another sentence or two, and it just fills up your entire phone. Like what? Who would write this much?
I wanted to start a website. I wanted to do this 15 years ago because I was so mad at the airlines. I wanted to start a blog where I was making fun of the bad service I got because at least you're getting something out of it. And I don't know why I've never done that because I'm so. It would relieve a lot of tension, and even like good reviews. I would love to review things well, so I might start reviewing things. It'd be fun to just write about things, and you could also blast the ones that suck.
Yeah.
And Lufthansa, I talked about when it came in, they upgraded me to. They flew me first going over there because they did not have any. They fucked up and didn't book my business, so I think the travel agency panicked and they just didn't have a flight for me, so they put me through Frankfurt. It was a connecting flight, but it was Lufthansa first class. It's the greatest thing I've ever done in my life.
Did you feel
better than my apartment?
Did you? Oh, was that where those videos were coming from?
That was the bathroom.
Oh, when you decided, I think we talked about it last Thursday on the air. Like the first videos you posted from your trip. When you were, I couldn't even figure out where you were at first, but you said you were in the plane and that you had to use the restroom or something, and then you just started running laps in your first class cabin.
That was the bathroom.
That was just yours.
No, it wasn't just mine. That was the first class cabin bathroom.
That was the bathroom?
That was the bathroom. That wasn't my cabin. That was the bathroom. That's how big
there was jogging space in the bathroom.
Yeah, and there was a urinal in the bathroom. And I told them you had your own closet in first class. You had your own fucking closet space in first class. And yes, I did point out the obvious comment.
So wait, were you doing push-ups in the bathroom?
Yes, that thing where I'm.
Somebody walked in.
I locked the door.
Oh,
And no, that was my hotel room. That was my hotel in fucking. That was the hotel in Copenhagen. No, when I was laying on the floor catching a nap.
Yeah,
that was the first class bathroom.
It's just so funny. There are people
lie down on the bathroom.
Yes, I did. That's how bad I want it to be funny.
It's the first class bathroom too. There are people who like paid a whole bunch of money to sit in first class. They're business people that probably had to piss or shit or whatever. And Jim was making his fun videos.
Did you hear the little sound with it? You get to go back, Troy. It's a very go back to the.
That's gross.
Yeah,
that's gross.
That was a giant. So I had a great time. I had an amazing flight over. So I would have wrote about how fucking perfect this air. The food was great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it couldn't have been a more amazing trip over there. And again, the little minor things that I didn't love when I was there were minor. There are things that happen when you travel. The audiences were great. I took a lot of photos with people. Everybody was nice. The food was great. The promoter, Barang, who really looks like fucking Amon Gert with his haircut, is a lovely guy. He does everyone's promotion. He does Kevin and Bill. And the whole trip was phenomenal.
You didn't have to change your material or anything?
No, there's a couple of bits that work better here. I think the thing about Dr. Dow, I'm talking about people being dragged off the planes and how much I enjoy those videos.
Right.
It's not as topical anymore, so I'm changing it. But the idea of that didn't resonate as much with them, like me making fun of him.
Well, because it wasn't as big a story over there?
It was big. No, he got 300 million retweets in China, so it did hit everywhere. They knew every reference, though. They knew Bill O'Reilly. I talked about the idea of sexual harassment and what it. I'm like, do you guys know? They all knew, and they didn't like him.
I guess you forget when those news stories pick up national, it doesn't take much for a national American story to become an international story.
And they knew all the celebrities over there, of course. They knew, and I can't think of any pop culture reference. There's a certain bits that I did that just didn't hit as hard there, but they mean more to people here for some reason. But that was just a cultural thing. So I noticed all of Europe, they liked it, but like the points that would have killed here got a nice laugh there. So that was a little bit of a difference that you adjust to when you're there. Certain things might work better, certain things might not work. But there's the anti-American sentiment I thought existed. I was wrong. The crowds were awesome. I'm going to England. Absolutely. I've been all over my agent. I want to book London maybe August and September.
Wow.
Or September. I want to go over for a week. And I avoided London this time because I want to do 4 shows. A lot of Jim and Sam fans. Opie and Anthony, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of people stayed through Opie and Jim and Jim and Sam now. A lot of radio show fans. They get it on the...
on YouTube and stuff?
On YouTube.
That's awesome.
So they were legit fans of Tef Dog, and they understand the fucking... And they're all Chip fans. By the way, new podcast up now. I forgot.
Yeah.
Chip podcast is up. So they're all fans of the Chip podcast. It was an amazing trip, dude. Mad I waited so long.
Did you catch yourself? Because how long were you in Europe total?
I was in Europe. I went a week ago Wednesday. I flew into Oslo, Norway.
Yeah.
And I stayed an extra day.
Ooh.
I stayed an extra day in Amsterdam. With I have a friend there, and we stayed.
You got all kinds of friends all over the world.
I do.
Huh?
I do. I'm an international motherfucker.
I guess so.
I had a friend meet me there, and we stayed. I did not do. It's funny in Antwerp. Oh, Yoshi was with me. Yoshi was over there.
Oh wow.
Yoshi was over there the whole time with me. Because he was over there visiting friends. He didn't know I was going to be there. So Yoshi just opened the gigs. And so I hung with Yoshi the whole time. It was fucking great. And me and him, we went to the red light district in Antwerp. I had never been to a red light district where you walk around. It was like a 2.5, 3 block.
Weird. Antwerp. Originally, they were going to put that as when they were naming this show. It was going to be called Jim Antwerp.
No.
You don't think so?
It would have been Yoshi Antwerp. Me, I'm a twerp.
Oh. I was making fun of me instead of you.
Oh, you mean this show?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, let me apologize. Oh. There you go. I think I did let the show to them. Yes, they were. And there's a red light district, and I've never been to one before. You walk through, and it's this red... It's literally the windows have red lights around them with really hot girls in them. And it was a cool experience. Outdoor urinals. It's like walking into...
Outdoor urinals?
Here's how it worked. Picture a question mark. You're walking on the inside of a question mark that's standing. So it was metal.
That was also on the window of all the red light district places that you hooked up with. Yeah.
Let's just say the couple there was a question mark, and maybe I went into one for a couple of minutes.
You did?
Just one, and just for a couple of minutes. I was like, let me just see what it's like. And I just did it to do it, and I wasn't. She put a condom on me, and I was like, I don't want to do anything with her.
Yeah, this isn't fun anymore.
No, I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything.
So what do you do? She puts a condom on you, and
I
you're
just
like,
stopped.
nah.
I was like, I kind of wanted to just walk in and, you know what I mean? I paid for whatever. It just, I didn't care about that when I was there.
I guess, but once your pants are off, I don't understand
know, but I wasn't
how you
horny.
like...
I wasn't horny. I wasn't in the mood for sex. I just kind of wanted to just experience that because it's legal.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wasn't turned on by it, and I didn't really feel like doing it. And I didn't do it at all in Amsterdam. I didn't even look at the red light district in Amsterdam.
Wow.
I was in Amsterdam for fucking 2 days, and I didn't look at the red light district once.
That's crazy.
I know. I just didn't have any desire to. I don't know why.
So
I
she
didn't.
put a condom on you, or she tried to?
She tried to. She started to, and I was like, she didn't speak English, but I was like more like, nah. I was just kind of coming in to do it and then leave.
Smack her hand out of the way?
No,
Stop that.
I just said no. I'm good. I was like, I was okay with not doing anything.
So then what'd you do?
I just looked around the room a little bit and left. It was literally
With your pants on or off?
by his ankles.
I put them in my
He just
fucking.
like shuffled around the room.
I put them in my little teeny. Someone once said a limp penis looks like a stack of dimes. Whatever comedian first said that, that's what my dick looked like, a stack of dimes. So I put my pants back on. And I just left. I was there just to walk around.
Right.
And I walked in once because this one girl, I kept walking around, and she kept waving me in, and she was like, ugh, she was kind of hot. But I more wanted this just to walk in the room experience and not anything else. So I didn't
Yeah.
see anybody else. And
Well, I guess because once you're acquiring their services, it's not any different from what happens in America, right? It's just the environment is different. So all you want is the environment,
yeah, maybe
just to see what it looks like and what
to see what it feels like to
Yeah.
walk. And the police station is right there. And the Antwerp thing is politi, P-O-L, polite or whatever it says. When you're walking through, there's 2 solid blocks of red lights, and then there's a walk through between 2 of the blocks, like a building, like a mall walk through. It's like all seedy. It feels seedy but safe, like little sexy little windows. And then there's a police station in there, just like a little door, and it says police over it. They protect. There's no violence. The girls are all protected, at least from anything happening there. But I didn't know what this setup on that is, man. It's just like, I don't know if people there, if that's like, that whole trafficking thing really does get to me. And I'm like, I can't do this overseas.
Oh, you mean just because it's legal doesn't mean the women that are in these windows want to be there?
I don't know what their deal is. And the woman didn't speak English. And I was like, and plus it's just not my thing anymore, really. I know it sounds crazy. And
Yeah.
it's like, I just don't want to do it. So I kind of walked in just to have that moment of walking in and seeing what that's like. But then I was like, I wasn't turned on. I was like, I just didn't want to be dirty, so I left.
Was it awkward
No.
to be like, no, stop
Because
that?
I gave her the money. I was like, whatever. No.
What it cost?
Like $50 or 60 euros, whatever it was. I was like, I didn't care. It didn't feel awkward because I wasn't being rejecting. I was just saying, no, I just wanted to look around. I was just kind of telling her, I just wanted to look and see what the room is like and what
She probably thought you were a weirdo.
She wasn't wrong, but when you walk in, you walk straight up this flight of I just didn't know what you
do. What's the protocol?
What was the protocol? So that was Antwerp. I think no, she was.
Well,
being,
that's the protocol.
She was being aggressive. Like she actually undid my pants because she didn't. I was like, no, I just want to look. And she was like, I think they just want to get it over with. So she put a condom in her mouth and she starts putting it on me. And I'm like, no, I'm just cool.
She's trying to push your limp dick into a condom.
Yeah, but I could have got turned on. But I was like, I just didn't want to do it. Whatever. It was a weird moment. I was more enjoying the walk around experience.
Right.
And I was in Belgium, and I'm like, I don't really want to do this here.
So, and the outdoor urinals. People just piss in an outdoor urinal?
Yeah, but you can't see. It's like you're pissing against. You walk in this metal thing. It's almost like like your face is visible and your feet are visible. Mm-hmm. And again, from the air, it would almost look like it's like a half of a twisty thing, like a question mark, like where you walk in and you can't be seen from the outside. So you're pissing in privacy against like this metal plate, and there's water flowing down. It's like one of those things where water flows down a wall and you're just pissing into it like that. So this way, you're not pissing against the buildings.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah,
Are they everywhere?
No, it was in the red light area.
Oh, okay.
Probably because they know people are going to be drunk, and they're trying to keep the area clean, and they know. But it was more just fun walking around.
Isn't that smart though? Like they realize, like, what if we just make prostitution legal? What if we just find a place to piss on the street? Like, what if we just solve these problems that are just going to keep happening anyway, as opposed to no, we'll just keep punishing people for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what the internal workings are there because like, you can't speak English, and I wouldn't have known anyway. But it seemed like it was much cleaner and safer, and everything's condoms, and they say the girls are tested a lot, whatever. But it just, I wasn't horny when I was there, really. I was just like, I was like, I would rather have walked around. And the city is an ancient city. I mean, it's just, it's an old city, so you're taking pictures. I'll show you some of the pictures. I should have tweeted them. But, like, again, you're in this shopping area. Everything's narrow. I know Belgium, the driving's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but now you're at the point in your life where you're like, I went into the brothel and I decided, no, I don't want anything to do with this, but I can show you guys all the photos I took of all the buildings and the architecture.
That's not what I was kind of there just to enjoy it. Like, I'm walking around and everyone's on a bike, and the cars drive up on the sidewalks. It's a really weird, narrow place, Europe. It's fucking narrow, and it's like being in a miniature train set.
I love the internal struggle that goes on with you between like being the filthy person that you always have been and like the normal person that you kind of desperately want to be. But
it didn't feel like a struggle because I was very tired the whole time there. My sleep was very bad because again, you're getting up and flying, and doing a gig, and then the next day travel. Like, it was a lot of moving around. We took a train. Everything ran on time. The only time it was late was we flew into Amsterdam, and I took a 1-hour train to Antwerp, Belgium.
Did you find yourself at all slipping into any, like by the end of the trip, since you were there for a while, slipping into any like European customs or anything like that?
No, I can't think of any.
Like kids, for like my little brother used to always we would go to Kentucky for a week, and by the end of the week, this little idiot had a southern accent.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Because you were in different accents every week. I mean, every night. Here's what I didn't like about Europe: no pretzels. That's probably a giant fuck you to Germany because the Germans have I think create pretzels.
Well, I thought it was
no one had pretzels.
Yeah, Germany's in Europe though. There are pretzels in Europe, but not where you were.
None of the places I was in had pretzels.
What about mustard?
Yeah, I had some mustard and no grilled chicken, dude. No, it's harder to eat healthy over there. No fucking grilled chicken.
That's your whole diet: grilled chicken, pretzels, and mustard.
The food was
pretzels are the treat.
They are the little treat.
Yeah, they're a little treat.
I ate very badly. The food was very good, and Amsterdam we flew in. My buddy Tom Rhodes, who's a very funny comedian. He might be in the States now, but he had a show in Amsterdam. So I texted Tom. I'm like, I had a friend meeting me in Amsterdam, and I said, I want it to be a fun time. And I was going to stay an extra day. So I'm like, what do I do here in Amsterdam? And he recommended a couple places. We were already in a good hotel. He recommended a canal ride, a boat ride.
Did you go on it?
I did.
You went on a canal ride?
A 1-hour private canal ride I paid for around the canals of Amsterdam.
That sounds fun.
It was awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. It was great.
Don't you do it with a chick? Hell yeah.
And we did that, and then we...
it's like going on the Chicago boat tour, isn't it?
Sure. You do that with someone when you're in a place you've never been to. And we walked around a lot. There's a lot of walking. She went in, and again, Yoshi's there, the promoter's there. And we went into like one of those coffee places where they smoke pot. That made me a little uncomfortable just because the smell of it. Like, I still like the smell of pot. I'm not an idiot. I mean, it still smells good.
It would have been so funny if you came back from your trip back on everything because you started smoking weed over there.
Yeah, no, I got out of there pretty quick.
It's legal over here. Oh, it's just part of the culture. Like, let's just have just a little bit. No problem.
You do think that for a minute.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, we sat outside. She smoked outside. And it was kind of cool. But again, because it's legal in so many places here, it's not as big a deal anymore. And we also went to this, Tom recommended, I've never done this before, but he recommended a Michelin 2-star restaurant. I've never gotten a place like that before, but it was like one of those ones where you walk in and like, what is this? Oh, this is jellyfish logs, or whatever. It's again, probably the finest dining experience I've ever had.
Was the food actually like
incredible?
Good? It tasted good?
Incredibly good. I forget the name of the place. I would plug it. It's in Amsterdam, and we got. He recommended all these cool little places, and you take the tram and you walk around, and the tram, that's where I thought it was like being on a toy set. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like real life because it's just so much fun being in this little miniature train set going around, looking at all the people walking.
Like Disney.
It was like being in Disney.
Yeah, you should go to World Showcase.
I've already been there, done that.
You don't have to show your passport there either. You just go from country to country.
Wait, what was the name of the restaurant? I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was one of those places where you don't order. You order one of two options.
Oh, and then the chef comes out and like brings you a bunch of stuff.
A palate cleanser,
right?
And I ate everything. I ate the bread. I'm like, if I'm in a Michelin 2-star restaurant, which I may never do again, I'm going to eat everything, including the dessert. I should have got the chocolate, but I got the strawberry in an attempt to be healthy, but it was just strawberry. It was fucking...
Strawberry sorbet?
It was, yeah, I should have went with chocolate. Whatever. It was one of the finest dining experiences I've ever had. The whole thing was fucking phenomenal.
What was your main course?
You get more food than you think. We did the 4 courses, not the 8, because I didn't want caviar. You start off with some like little treats and then a palate cleanser of whatever the fucking water was that he made. It didn't sound like it was going to be good, but you drank it and it was like, this water is great. Whatever it was, it had seaweed, whatever the fuck he put in it.
I see.
They just tell you.
Infused with something?
There you go.
Yeah.
And I forget what else I had. I know I had some kind of I had a fish weird combination. Oh, then you do it around the world and they tell a little story. This is from my travels around the world. And
like a J. Peterman catalog?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wait, what was the name of the restaurant? I wanted it began with a fucking P or something.
Pizza Hut.
No, Travis,
Pizza
no.
Hut's the best.
Hold on a second.
You get all kinds of toppings. Sometimes it's like, oh, today I'm in Hawaii. I'll take
crust.
Ham and pineapple. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you the name of the place. Because we had a Michelin. Wait, what is it? Oh, no, not Bridges. I got it here in my friend's tweet. I'm looking at it. Sam Hood. SAMHOUD. Sam Hood. Whatever. Sam Hood Places. And, you go...
Sam Hood blow a guy to get a morning show?
Boo. And we went there and had a... See if you can find the menu. They have the menu. The menu is fucking amazing.
That's Sam Hood?
Yeah.
Do you think they'd have anything I could eat?
No, I thought of you when I was there.
Oh, I'd struggle, I think.
Yeah, but...
I'd pick at the food. I would insult the chef.
But the food was so good. When you're eating something like that, like when you know that this guy just knows what the fuck... Sam, H-O-U-D, places in Amsterdam. You didn't fuck with any of it. I didn't even question what was in it. Because I'm like, this guy is a master chef. Like, whatever he makes is going... Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. Whatever he makes is going to be fucking incredible. So, and it was. I just... Is there a... Do they have the restaurant? I'll show you the menu I ate. Yeah, that's what I had. The passion fruit yogurt, salmon eggs.
So you had the
foamed waffle, tuna soy... The oriented vegetables, shrimp, coconut, papaya, Phuket. That was the thing. Oh my God, he made the perfect egg. There's an egg.
I'd be so pissed at the guy who suggested this to me.
Dude,
there's nothing here for me.
I understand.
I'd ask the chef, can you do like plain chicken with no sauce on it? Can I get it without the...
Dude, I forgot about the perfect egg. And none of this is stuff that I would normally eat either. The first one, inspired by my travels, Cartagena, Kotyo, and Phuket. There's 3 little appetizers that you get, and they were amazing. And then the perfect egg. He brings out an egg. It's gold. In the egg is like ginger, nutmeg, and sea urchin, and it sounds like the worst abortion ever. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
You dip your spoon all the way into the bottom of the egg to get all the flavor. It was fucking incredible. Like, look, as much as I hate these Aspergery chefs that just yell at everyone, these cocksuckers, I don't know how anybody thinks of this stuff.
They make magic with flavors.
People walk up to comedians, where do you come up with your ideas? Like, that's what I wanted to say to this fucking dumb chef. Where did you come up with I didn't eat goose liver. I don't want goose liver.
No.
But I go down a little bit.
It comes with hibiscus, though.
Oh, my, whatever it was. I had the turbot, radish, the whole thing.
You know what I would do with all these dishes?
You'd eat them.
I would mash them up on my plate so it looked like I might have eaten something, so you couldn't really tell. And then I would pass the plates back, wait for a couple hours, and then hope there was like a drive-through place.
No, I had
on the way home.
I had the duck.
Yeah.
My friend had the sweetbread on hay.
Hey.
Hay is just how it's sweetbread is like chicken livers or something. Dude, it was incredible. I know, I get it. I understand. Believe me, I understand the revulsion.
See, that's what they say too. They're like, they make those chicken nuggets out of chicken livers. It's not even real chicken meat. But you go to you put it on hay, and apparently you get 2 stars for it.
It's the finest dining experience. I couldn't believe how fucking. Everything this guy served was good. I believe me, I wanted to shit on it. I'm like, there's no way this will be as good as it's going to be.
Right.
Look at the perfect egg. Fuck me. That perfect egg was so good.
That's not an egg.
That's not the perfect egg.
That's
something else.
That's like
egg and cereal.
No.
Some kind of.
Find there, right there.
There?
No.
There.
There.
That's an egg.
That looks like that's the perfect egg. It's got like all kinds of little stuff in it. Dude, it was so good. The perfect egg was awesome.
Little treasures inside.
Perfect egg ruled. I'm excited. I love the perfect egg.
Were you sad to leave Europe?
Oh my God, the waffle.
That looks good.
What is that?
Dude, the waffle, it was like one of the treats that they give you. They just, all this weird
like
order. The bread, I ate the bread.
I'd ask for like 5 of those.
It's like flaky, it's very, very thin, flaky layers of what I guess is waffle with what looks like powdered sugar on top, and then a couple layers of some kind of creme
Looks like s'mores.
in the middle. Yeah, it looks a little like s'mores, and then maybe, what are those, like peaches on the inside there?
It would, whatever, yeah, I didn't even ask. They tell you, but it doesn't register.
And it's disrespectful probably to be like, what is this? Oh no, I don't like this.
I
Can
asked
you
a
do
couple
this?
questions, and they tell you, but the food was so fucking, it just, none of it mattered. And it wasn't even that crazy.
You should have, as if you could just bring it home and do it yourself. Could I get the recipe for this?
They ask you, there's the large menu and the small menu. We get the small menu, which is like 140 euros, like 150 bucks a person. So it's not...
It's not crazy.
No, and my friend had like 2 glasses of champagne. It was like 320 euros. It wasn't like, it was more than you'd normally spend on a meal, but it wasn't like something you're like, oh my God.
It wasn't like New York Michelin chef like.
How many people go out like for an anniversary dinner or whatever and you spend $200-300 on a meal? It's not crazy to do when you're on vacation. And it was, I don't know, I'm just babbling, but I fucking...
Because you love the perfect egg so much.
I love the... Wait, somebody wants to comment on sweet bread. Anita, yeah, what do you want to talk about sweet bread? Go on now.
Okay, well, sweetbread is the thalamus gland. I'm not sure what the animal is.
That's right.
And,
Thalamus?
you know, they can be good. I've had them at
Growth
the
hormone.
Opera House back in the 80s. But if you can separate yourself from knowing what it is you're eating, it can be a very pleasurable experience eating over in Europe.
Is it
or
the
any
growth
place outside
hormone?
of the U.S.
Is it like where the growth...
Say it again?
It's where the growth hormone is made or some shit?
That might be actually the pituitary gland. Not that I'm a doctor or anything, but
Oh, I don't remember.
My body part.
Was it chewy?
That was... she got that. I didn't get that. That was my name. I got duck.
It's not chewy, but it's got, you know...
No. That's chewy.
You know, it's like,
that is chewy.
like I've had goose liver years ago in France.
That's silly.
And it was kind of, you know, first of all, what they do to the poor goose to get them to get
That's
them
why when I order
fat
goose liver, I
liver.
just throw it out. I love thinking that I can
Yeah.
just order it and then waste it. No, I didn't get the
Although
goose liver.
Although I do like a good chopped liver, you know, on bread. But
All right, we're digressing.
Yeah, this has gotten way too much.
Thank you very much, Anita. I appreciate it, okay?
You're welcome.
Take
No
care.
problem. Bye-bye.
So we're talking about the fucking Holocaust, and she goes into a liverwurst discussion. Oh, I tried to go to the Anne Frank house. in Amsterdam. I wanted to go to that museum.
Just to leave a cool message in the guest book?
Yeah, like something, inspired by my president.
To all the Norton heads.
I didn't go.
Exclamation marks.
We drove by it. Pardon me. The canal boat took us by it, but it was sold out until June.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's June now.
No, but it was
Not that bad.
It's until into June. It just wasn't available.
Sold out till like next week.
Yeah.
Were you sad to leave Europe?
Yes, but I missed.
Or were you ready to go?
I was ready to get home.
Yeah.
I'm gone for over a week. There's so much crazy shit happening here.
Oh.
That might have happened once I came back. The Kathy Griffin thing, which we haven't talked about, obviously. I think the Manchester attack happened when I was over there. But
Not when but you weren't in England.
No, just
Right.
in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, and it was talked about and people, but it wasn't.
No, Manchester was before you went.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, 'cause you were
on
saying
the air.
Ariana
Oh,
Grande.
you know what? You're correct. I'm remembering it wrong. I thought I was saying tough targets, whatever. So no attack. I guess it was just on high alert or whatever. But it didn't feel like it was anything.
They took a week break because you were there.
Yeah,
Right.
they did. It was almost like when Pele went to a country, they just stopped their civil war to honor him.
Yeah.
Me being there was Tet. You're right. That did happen before I left.
And then, after you came back to America, the terrorists came back.
Yeah,
So
they did. Once I left, that took the brief hiatus of laughter they had.
So what day did you get back to America?
I came back on Friday morning.
Oh.
I was going to stay an extra day or two, more than that. But I'm like, let me get back. I wanted to adjust to my sleep. It's a 6-hour difference there. It's 6 hours later there. So you leave at like 11:30, 9:15 in the morning, and you get home at 11:30 in the morning. It was great.
Yeah, it's weird because you were back in your bed by Friday night?
Yeah, I was.
I guess since this just naturally came, I wasn't even going to bring this up on the air.
Oh.
I don't know. Did anybody else get this text that I got?
No, I was just sharing it with you.
Oh, okay. Do you guys want? Yeah, I mean, since it naturally came up in conversation, it's just weird because last night I was doing the WWE kickoff show that I was doing in Baltimore, and I turned my phone on airplane mode while I'm doing it as to not be disturbed.
Sure, to be professional.
Yeah, but they do a match on the kickoff show, and while the match is happening,
Sure.
we're not doing anything. So I generally turn my phone off airplane mode just to see if I got any texts and whatever, and then turn it back on by the time we go back on the air.
Yeah.
So I turned my phone off airplane mode. The match is happening, and my texts start coming in, and I got a text that said, "I had a." that said, I had a little accident in my bed on Friday night. I'm not sure we should mention that on the air.
Yeah, I just figured you wanted to know.
And I had to share it with the people that I was doing the pre-show with.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't send you this. I'm glad I didn't send you the photo
Oh my God, that's not a little
of my accident in the bed.
That's a big accident.
Yeah, I made a piddle in my bed on Friday night.
Sam, is it more or less than in Big Daddy when he wet the bed?
Oh, it's way more. You're gonna need at least a full Sunday Times to cover it up.
Can you see that?
Like, it's a big puddle.
No, but I went right back to sleep. You say I put the towel down. I went right back to sleep.
So
What are you, Dolly Parton?
there's a big yellow puddle on Jim's sheets, and then the next photo is a full shower towel.
No. It was a smaller towel to cover my piddle.
Just put over the
Right back
puddle
to sleep.
and then back to sleep. It really was like Big Daddy.
I think-
except where it just covers the piss in newspaper, and then you hear the kid crinkling on newspaper trying to go back to sleep.
Here's what I think happened.
Except in Big Daddy, it's like a 5-year-old.
Here's what I think happened. It might have been my apnea because
You made pee from apnea?
I think I did because I woke up, I was on my back pissing onto my stomach and side like a baby.
Well, you woke up in the middle of the piss?
Yeah, that's how I realized I was pissing. And then I stopped and went to the bathroom and finished. And I realized since I was on my back that I was probably not breathing and my body was waking me up.
I know,
That
your
happened.
body's just sitting there going, how are we going to wake him up?
Yeah,
we're
piss
not
on him.
breathing. Oh, get the piss out of him. Piss all over his
He likes
legs.
this.
Yeah.
Were you erect?
No, I was dreaming of pissing and laying on my back and woke up and my dreams came true.
So do you think it was the feeling of the warm piss on your thighs that woke you up?
On my side. I had a weird dream. I was dozing off.
Right.
I fell asleep at first. And I dreamt that American eagles were were ripping my skull.
Oh,
I dreamt that bald American eagles were
Sure.
grabbing my skull with their claws and pulling pieces of my skull out.
just as
It's true.
Just as you're dozing off.
As I was dozing off.
Right.
That's what I was dreaming.
Sure.
I've had the same dream.
Yeah. That's one of those recurring stress dreams that everybody has.
And then I woke up to urine on myself hours later.
Sometimes you're like, oh, I dreamt that I forgot my keys at home. And sometimes you're like, oh, there's bald eagles picking at my skull.
Yeah, I don't know what it meant. Maybe I was happy to be back in the U.S. of A.
That's right.
Maybe that's what his Uncle Sam was picking at my brain while I was gone. Maybe that's what was going on.
So you fall asleep, and then you wake up because there's warm on you.
Yep.
And you realize. So
I woke up and just knew I was urinating on myself. I immediately thought of the radio show and kind of laughed and just went and pissed in the thing, wiped myself off with a towel.
is there a panic where you go like,
No, I didn't care.
you
I
didn't
didn't
like
give a
wake up
fuck.
like, oh my God, piss, let me hold it in? Like,
Oh, I stopped.
yeah, but it wasn't a panic stop. It was just like, oh, I
Oh,
should
piss.
stop.
Oh, stop.
I should stop pissing.
Get up and piss. Get up and piss. And then just go wipe yourself off. And
Right.
I toweled myself off. I went down with my towel. Dab, dab, dab. Put the towel down. I didn't even soak it up. I just threw the towel down and went to bed.
Back to sleep. You
Right
didn't.
back. I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
You wouldn't just go sleep on the couch instead? Like, I don't want to sleep in that piss puddle.
No, I
Right.
didn't have a towel down. And my bed's big.
Right. Silly,
Plus, why would I sleep on the
silly
couch and risk pissing there?
yeah,
I don't want to piss on my sofa.
I tend to piss the bed, so let me just sleep on the piss furniture.
I remember I had a person that would come over my house once in a while and they'd piss in my mouth. And I said, when they would do it on the sofa, I would lay a towel down on the sofa. But once I got my new sofa, I'm like, no more of this.
No, yeah, no more shenanigans with
Yeah,
you.
that was a weird one. I just woke up.
What'd you
my
do
own
with
urine.
that sofa?
I just got rid of it.
Donated it.
I got rid of it.
You didn't just flip the cushion and give it to someone else?
I would have. Whoever wanted it.
That's amazing, though. So, like,
Go sleep on your Yogi Bo.
I threw that out. I threw the Yogi Bo out. I did some real cleaning.
of course you did.
Yeah.
Because you got swindled into buying it.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it and I was happy I bought it, but I didn't use it.
They tricked you into buying
They
it.
did.
Yeah, they did.
And I just didn't. My Yogi Bo never got used.
You didn't even get to give it one good pissing on?
No, I took a great photo on it.
You did. That's true. But you also sleep in the nude.
Yeah, I do.
Which makes me. I would be very.
I do.
I would be very concerned that if I just pissed all over myself and the bed, and then I went to the bathroom, right, finished the piss, just draped a towel over the bed, I wouldn't want to get back under my sheets in the nude because I feel like you're just at the highest possible risk to just piss all over yourself again.
I wouldn't care. Then I would have just wiped it off again.
So if you,
There's nothing else you can do. What else am I going to do?
if you had woken up and you were pissing
I would've just
for a
went and
second
finished.
time, you would have just wiped it down, gone to the bathroom, pissed, put another towel down in that spot.
Yeah, I went to the gym after that. That meant I got a great sleep. I got a really good sleep. That was Friday night into Saturday morning. I went to the
Right.
gym. I didn't work out all of Europe. I worked out once because the travel was so crazy.
Did you change your sheets though before you went to the gym?
No,
Oh, gross.
no, not at all. I've just been eating like a pig.
You weren't concerned that it was just going to, like, seep into the mattress?
Who cares? Give a fuck.
Everyone.
Yeah, adults.
I don't
Anyone who
give a
doesn't want
fuck.
piss all over their bed.
I could care less.
Are they still on your bed?
Yes.
What?
Sheets?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
You've washed them since.
No. My housekeeper comes on Tuesdays. They'll be washed tomorrow.
That's not true.
100% true.
I can't possibly
I refuse
believe
to believe
I
that.
have like one set of sheets that I use.
Why wouldn't you change the sheets?
For what? To what?
To clean sheets.
They're dry. Once they're dry, the piss is gone.
No, it's not. It's still there.
Oh yeah? Is it?
That is
I'll
the-
check when I get home.
That is the physics lessons from a fourth grader. No, it's dried, so it's gone now.
I honestly didn't even occur to me to change the sheets.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God.
There's no. But that was Friday.
I would tell
it's
you.
Monday.
Yeah, good. The housekeeper's here tomorrow. One more night.
You should have texted me then last night and been like, by the way, I'm still sleeping on my piss sheets.
I didn't even think of it. It didn't even occur to me.
It doesn't even.
Who cares? A little piss.
It doesn't even like you don't stop to think like, oh, let me not, even though it's dry.
If I shit the bed, I would have. Believe me, then I would change.
Oh, believe me.
That's going to happen.
Of course it is.
then I'll change the sheets.
But you wouldn't, like, you don't think to yourself now, like, if you go to bed tonight, even though it's dried and everything, you don't think to yourself, like, oh, let me make sure I don't roll over onto that side.
I
'cause
could
that's-
care less.
That's
No,
the
as long as
piss
it's on my
side.
pillow. My pillow would be a problem.
Oh, that's gross, man.
No, it's all right.
You gotta change
it's not
the
all right.
sheets after you wet the bed.
Ah, well, that's what they say.
Yeah, old wives' tale, is it?
Yeah, I'm fine. And so we come back to crazy shit happening. Crazy fucking. That's what I come home to. America's fucking.
Wet in
boy,
the bed.
Oh my God, the whole thing is, you know.
Well, I was bummed out at first because I said we were off the air when the Kathy Griffin thing happened.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I wish we'd been on the air when she put out this photo shoot holding, the fake Trump
severed
head, because obviously who would have thought that Kathy Griffin really would be the person that brought all sides together?
Yeah.
Because even people who are against Trump are like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
But then it's so funny how people just, everything that happens, people just take the facts, they pile it up on their side, and they try to use it in the next argument. So after Bill Maher drops an N-bomb on his show, really just riffing a dumb joke. Well, it was tasteless, and it was stupid for him to say that. Whatever, and he felt like he was going to say he was sorry. Like, if you improv the word nigger to a senator...
Yeah.
I get people saying, hey, man, that's a little fucked up. And him going, all right, that's kind of, I'm sorry I said it. Like, all right, it didn't have to be the biggest deal. It could be, look, it's a live show. The guy said Fields. He just took it to the next level and improv, and he said he was trying to be funny. He wasn't trying to be hateful. He wasn't saying it angrily. He wasn't describing a guy angrily. Like, he didn't mean it in an anger.
It's also an important distinction. Number one, it's what we talk about. He was trying to be funny.
Yeah, it was just he riffed
and
a
it
joke.
was live TV.
Live TV. The joke was awkward, and he felt bad about it, and maybe HBO came down and whatever. And he goes,
You
hey,
could even
sorry.
you could even hear if you watch the tape. Should we listen to Bill Maher saying this thing?
Yeah.
Because if you watch, so Bill Maher is on he's doing a show, and he's interviewing the senator, and he drops the M-bomb. And it immediately, by Saturday night was a story, and it's continued on since. That's when it shows on, right? Saturday?
Yeah.
Or Friday? Whatever night he did it, it became a story immediately.
There you go.
And
But CNN won't show it. They'll beep it.
Yeah.
Just go Bill Maher racial slur.
Troy, you did not practice your Googling over the break, did you?
CNN
Not
again.
at
That's
all.
CNN
He went
again.
back to the same link. He went back to the same link.
No, that's two different links.
No, it's not. It's
No,
the
it is.
same one. I saw
went
it.
to that one and that one.
I saw
Okay.
it.
Okay, you guys are making me nervous.
Well,
There you go, right there.
Right
The
there.
bottom. No, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's the racial slur.
It's YouTube. You go to YouTube for videos.
Right there, down.
Okay.
He's not clicking it.
No, I had to turn the sound on.
Okay.
Hang on.
We've all heard it by now.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're welcome. We'd love to have you work in the fields with us. Work in the fields? That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house nigga. No, it's...
See right there.
In that
wait,
instant-
hold on. Watch what he says.
Nebraska more.
Why'd you turn the volume on?
I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Because he goes, that's a joke. He said that's a joke.
He knew immediately after
He knew he
said
fucked up.
it.
He knew he
Yeah.
shouldn't have said it. But he goes right after, that's a joke. Like, he did say it was a joke, and the crowd kind of laughed, and he said, house nigga. Like, it's just, it was off the word field. He was trying to up it and say, I'm too lazy to work the fields, and that was the only place he could think to go from field to how am I not a guy who works the field? Like,
Right.
like as a person who writes jokes, that's where the progression led in that instant. He improv something. All right, it was a little offensive. You say you're sorry. People, he should be fired, and then the whole black people can say it and white people can't, and then the whole you don't know what it's like, and he's a racist. Shut the fuck up. The guy is not a racist. He has a history of not being a racist. Everyone knows he's not a racist. He has zero history of, he criticizes Islam. So what?
Right.
He's a public person. He gives his opinion. He makes jokes. He made a joke. It was a little offensive. He said he was sorry. Move on.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. If you can't see the difference between that and an anger-driven statement where somebody trying to be hateful, you're lying. And then the whole thing is black people can say it, white people. How about somebody tell me what the fucking rules are for the language?
Well,
how about that?
There is a pretty standard rule of white people can't say the N-word. Like
Okay.
that is that's the rule of language.
But black people can say it and white people can't say it.
Correct.
But then when you say that, black people go, what do you want to say the word so bad? No, I just don't want to get fired if I say a word that you say. It's not that I want to say it and get an applause for it. And I really don't have any inclination to say it in a joke. I've done it when it felt necessary. It doesn't feel necessary. But I don't want to get fired and have my career ruined for something that every rapper can say. There's a difference there between...
Not every rapper can say it.
Yeah, most rapper. Right, exactly.
Almost every rapper can say it.
And it's not about wanting to say it. It's just about there's a heavy penalty for it. And if someone else in public life isn't going to suffer that penalty, yeah, that's an issue. And then you could say that's just white people crying. How about this? Black people, you can have the option whether or not the word's allowed. I'll give black people the option. Either everyone can say it or no one can say it. Let black people choose. I don't care. I'm a white guy. I don't need to choose.
Yeah, well,
but fucking enough with the obsession, because it's not just that word. And then it's this word, and then it's that word, and then other people are like, no, well, the word faggot is... And it's like, it's not that you want to say these words.
Every group decides, like, well, if they get a word, I get a word. Every group, like, you know, we have taken a lot of shit through the years.
Right.
So we should each get a word that you can't say. Everybody gets a word, and that's part of the deal.
And it's not about, because then the manipulative thing people say is, you must want to yell these words. No, don't be fucking slippery about it. That's not why.
Right.
It's why should there be a penalty for one person saying it and not another one? Either that or write it down. Write down the rules of the language for everybody. See it in court, black and white. Let's see it written down, and let's see companies sign off on it, and let's see networks sign off on it. See, nobody wants to say what the fucking rules are. That's the problem. It's this kind of vague ambiguity with it, like some guys can say it and some guys can't, and then it's like, it's almost like whoever comes after you, if you're popular with one side and they don't come after you, then you're okay. But if someone catches it and it becomes a story, then you're not okay. So it's not like there's a set of rules. Like Carlin's rules, shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits, you couldn't say it on TV. 7 words, no citizen could say them on broadcast TV.
FCC
Fine.
legal.
But I'm saying is that was a set of rules that applied to everyone who spoke. And that was fair. Or if it was all white people can never say it and all black people can always say it, put that shit in writing. How about SiriusXM puts that in writing? How about HBO puts that in writing? How about Comedy Central puts that in writing? Put it in writing. If you say this, you'll be fired.
It's not so much saying it. It's if you say this and then there's bad press after it.
That's what it is.
Then you'll be fired. If there's outrage after it and there's enough newspaper articles at the right time targeted
and people
to the right people.
Tweet it enough. That's the problem people have with it. So it's not this bullshit that people go like, what do you white guys just want to say it? No, dummy, that's not what it is. It's because there is a real vagueness as to who gets penalized, when they get penalized, and what the penalty is, depending on who tweets about it, and how many Twitter retweets it gets, and how much anger it gets on Facebook. Then you're in trouble. So it's a fucking bullshit non-rule up for interpretation depending on what day of the week you say it and whether or not people like your comedy. It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
And you can't have your career hinge on that. And then I defended Bill Maher, and then people go, if a conservative had said that, shut up. I've defended conservatives too. I defended the guys from Duck Dynasty. I defended Donald Sterling. Shut the fuck up and politicizing everything. You shouldn't get in trouble for things you say in joke form. Kathy Griffin did was stupid. And she's a friend of mine. I like Kathy a lot, but it was stupid.
It was also, Kathy Griffin did something that was very premeditated. It was like a recorded thing, and it was the only intention that she was doing. It was a photo shoot that was recorded, and there was every sort of opportunity to think twice about it, to go, you know what, that's not a good idea. I'm sure if Bill Maher had a second to think about it, or if he had taped that interview, he probably would have said, we should probably cut that part out.
And apologizing is very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, very. Yes. But even the way HBO handles it, like, I get you have to say, hey, but we are repulsed by the fucking overreaction by white people to this word is fake. Mm-hmm. Black people know it's fake. Mm-hmm. The real reaction would be like, you know what, our talent has freedom. We prefer they don't use that. It's an offensive. The absolute. Oh my God, we're shocked. Shut the fuck up, white people, and stop acting like you're so wounded by the word. It's offensive. You don't like it. Just say that. You don't have to go out of your way to pantomime upsetness so black people know you're upset. Black people speak English. You could just say, hey, I found that word offensive. We prefer our talent doesn't say that. And people get it. You don't have to overreact. It's like putting on a play. It's not real. This overreaction by white people to the word.
Like, that's our cue.
Oh my God, we were repulsed and outright. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just say, we don't agree with that we don't like that word. We prefer it not be used on the network by anybody. How about that? I mean, it's simple.
Yeah.
You don't have to, everything is not a fucking pistol to the forehead My God, let me show everyone how good I am. Every single little fuck up by someone in public life does not have to be an opportunity for the rest of us to virtue signal and show everyone how we're not that way.
Right. I would never do that.
And that's all this shit is. I hope black people know that white people are being complete fakes. I mean, and I'm not saying that white people like that. There's a lot of white people offended by that word.
Yes.
And they're not being fake when they say, hey, I find that word offensive. They're being very genuine. But the overreaction to it, the oh my God, they're putting on a play for you and for other white people, and it's a giant virtue signal, and it's shitty. On Twitter, all the fucking comedians going out of their way, just shut up. We get it. You're not a racist. Got it.
His apology, I think, didn't come from the outrage. I think this time
he might have felt wrong.
I think he regretted it. And I
also
get why he regretted it. He made a mistake. It was definitely a mistake.
He made a mistake. Look, when you're Bill Maher and you're interviewing a senator and you riff that, it's an offensive thing. Somebody is saying he didn't hear the clip until now, though, and he didn't even know that Bill. Yes, Jonathan in Detroit. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
No, it was funny. I did not hear the clip literally until you played it, and I kind of chuckled because I thought it was going to go a different way. I thought he was calling someone that. He called himself that.
Yeah.
That's where I didn't get offended. I didn't, obviously being black, I was indifferent. It was funny because knowing from who it came from, I know what his intent was. And he said it about himself. It was like self-deprecating. So he's like, I'm a house nigger. He's like, oh shit. And it kind of caught me off guard, like how he spun it. So, I mean, if people are outraged, I think it's fake and it's ridiculous.
Thank you. It's just the chance to pounce. It's almost like if you don't eat dessert for a while because there's no sweets in the house, when you open the refrigerator and you see a cupcake, you're like, I don't even like cupcakes, but fuck it, it's dessert. That's how it is when people fuck up publicly. We don't give a shit about the context. We know the context. We don't care. We purposefully ignore it just so we can tell everybody, look at how, thank you very much for the call, Jonathan. Look at how good I am. Look at how non-racist I am. Shut up. Go fuck yourself. He even said, I'm joking. And when you hear that clip, again, I think his apology was sincere.
Yeah.
I also believed Kathy Griffin's apology. I think that she was being...
Kathy Griffin lost her mind. She started blaming everybody except herself.
I don't mean the press conference. I mean, when she said she was sorry, when she said, I beg your forgiveness, I really believe in that moment she was overwhelmed and she felt bad about it. Like, okay, I fucked up and it's falling apart here. I really do think in that moment, I watched it, I didn't feel like that was bullshit.
I thought Kathy Griffin was reacting to the reaction. I don't think Kathy Griffin was looking back at her actions and saying, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I think she was thinking, oh my God, I didn't expect everybody to be this mad at me. I'm upset because people are mad at me.
I don't know. I'm saying that because as a comedian, when you say, I beg your forgiveness, I get it. I beg. That's a really throwing yourself on the sword type of thing. That's not a strong statement of apology. That's like please forgive me. When you say it like that, I just believed it. In that moment, I believed it.
I think she apologized because she didn't realize their core audience was also going to turn against it.
And this is what happens. And to anyone who lives in this place where
still hot though,
everyone agreeing with you, everyone around you agrees with you and feels the same way, you forget that everyone doesn't feel that way. And when she did this, it's like, look, I don't care about Trump's politics. This has nothing to do with it. It's simply when you show a violent, beheaded image of the sitting U.S. president, it's going to bother people. If you did it to Obama, the rules are different for Obama and for Clinton and for Trump and Bush. The conservatives, if you're in show business, you can destroy, and the liberals, you got to be a little more careful with. You can make fun of them, but if you showed a beheaded image of Hillary Clinton or a fucking Barack Obama, you'd be murdered in show business. If Colbert did that joke about Obama, he probably would have been fired.
You hear that?
What is that?
That's this mic.
Your mic again, Sam? Why?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Hold on. I'm not. Sam's mic is on high.
There it is. It's the wiring.
Okay.
It's a shitty mic.
So yeah, there is a double standard. That's nonsense. But then she had that press conference after, and it was almost like when Trump tweeted and Melania tweeted. I didn't have any problem with them addressing it. Like, if you're going to attack Trump that viciously,
right?
And you forget Obama would not have addressed it. George Bush, no seasoned politician would have addressed that.
No.
And dumb entertainer saying something stupid, fuck him. But Trump comes from a world of entertainment. He doesn't look at himself as so far above them. He sees himself as one of them, and he attacks back. And when they said that, whether or not it was bullshit about Barron seeing it, I don't know. but I do not feel she's being bullied. And I really do like
She's definitely not being
I don't,
bullied.
but I'm saying I don't believe that. I think that there's just backlash, and you can't show a violent image of a sitting U.S. president, regardless of their politics. It's going to cause a problem unless there's a real artistic statement with it. And maybe hers just wasn't strong enough for people.
Well, that's the artistic statement. I don't like him.
Yeah, but again, that's one of those things where the Secret Service has to investigate. It's almost like doing a bomb reference in an airport. We all kind of know. You can attack a U.S. president. You can bash them. You can say whatever you want. But if you're showing violent imagery, it's almost like if you tweeted a picture of yourself with a pistol pointed at the head of Barack Obama or Bush or Clinton or fucking Secret Service would be at your door. Eminem did a violent reference to George Bush, I believe, and there was they did question him because they kind of have to take everyone at least at face value.
Sure.
Kevin in South Carolina. Hi, Kevin. What are you saying?
I kind of feel that it's what she did wasn't a joke; it was a political statement,
possibly.
And no matter if she apologized for not, you never apologize for a political statement because that is truly how you feel.
Well, I don't know what she was going for, and again, I don't have to know what someone's going for it to be legitimate. I just didn't understand. I just thought it was a violent image, like I don't like this guy. Fuck him. He's beheaded. And the people around you who you're close to, like if I do certain jokes with, you guys or Anthony and my friends, I'm not going to, people are going to be like, great, it's violent and vicious, but we're your friends. But if I do that in a public forum, a lot of people are going to go, what the fuck did you just say? Like
I would do, what are you doing, dude? You did that for us. Why would you do that in public?
So I think that's what the shell shock of what she was feeling was.
She probably had all her assistants being like, oh my God, that is so brave.
And I didn't like that she said a bunch of old white dudes are targeting her because I didn't think that was fair to the tone of people who were mad at her because, like, I wasn't mad. I don't give a fuck. But Chelsea Clinton tweeted that's vile and wrong. Anderson Cooper came out and because again he has to. He's a news guy.
Yes.
CNN and Trump have a very contentious relationship. He has to do that. He's the face of CNN, which is a news network. Whether people think they're fake news or not, they're a legitimate news network. He's the main guy. He's an $11 million. That's his partner.
That's the homie.
They're not comedians. He's not a comedian. He's a news guy who hosts with a comedian. He had to come out and say something. He had to. Thank you very much for the call, Kevin. He had to come out and say something because people are coming after him.
Well, it's also like her audience is not on her side in big numbers.
No, some of them are. Jim Carrey and a couple other guys, but the majority of people have been silent.
I heard Jim Carrey's quote too, and Jim Carrey's quote was so annoying because it was exactly what the problem with everything is. It's what we've been talking about. It's one of the reasons why Donald Trump is in the position that he's in, because Jim Carrey goes, I guess some people, that. Well, I guess you'd say people on the left, but I just call them the sensible people, and it's like that's what we've been talking about. Like, just because you think it's right doesn't make it right. I understand you were in the Truman Show, but it doesn't mean that every thought that you have in your head is the best.
It's just the arrogance of people. But again, the conservatives are like that too, and everyone spins it their own way.
Not O'Reilly. No spin zone.
That's a good point. Yeah. But it's like it's not about Trump being a Republican. It's literally about if you show a beheading of a fucking sitting U.S. president. That's all. And most politicians will cause a problem.
Yeah.
Will cause a problem. Has zero to do with him being a Republican. I don't give a fuck. He's a Republican. Again, it's all this vagary. That one, there's not much vagary about. I didn't necessarily, I don't want to see her get in trouble because I really like her. But it's almost like that's one of those things. I was surprised at the backlash that she got because people hate him so much.
Not that much, though.
That was one of those things where they're like, whoa, even though we hate this guy's guts, it's still The Office, and you're showing a beheading. It's a real fucked up,
I was kind of surprised that CNN fired her from New Year's Eve 6 months before New Year's. Like, give it some time to die down before you...
I wasn't surprised. I'll tell you why. They didn't want to fire her at first. They were sitting on... If that was another... This is where they gave it a second to see what the tempo was, the temperature. They fired her because the people were... Don Trump Jr. And again, I don't fault the president's son for tweeting.
No.
Don Trump Jr. should tweet. He's a citizen, and you show a beheading of his father. What is he supposed to do? It's almost like, I think she was freaked out because the barrier that normally we feel from criticizing politicians wasn't there. Like, you know how with a professional fighter, you talk shit, and they're professionals. They're not going to hit me. But if you cut Mike Tyson off, he might punch you in the face.
Right.
And that's what that shitty anchor in Toronto felt when he did that rape comment to Mike just to be a dick. And Mike
He's
goes,
like, Mike, you're on live TV.
You know what? Go fuck you. He realized in that moment, oh, I'm smarmy cunt reporter. This is the real Mike Tyson. And that barricade that I thought was here to his fist in my mouth isn't. And
real life is happening.
When you realize that real life is happening. So I think that's kind of what happened to her is she forgot like, oh yeah, this guy can respond. And like Trump or hate him, when he responds, people really react to it, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much. It was probably him bringing up Barron Trump. She probably didn't see that one coming. But I really think it was because she thought that even if Trump was like, fuck Kathy Griffin, and all the Trump supporters were like, fuck her, I don't think she would have cared about that. I think it was when her audience and her people started turning on her. It was like, okay, you know, we've gone way too far.
All right, let's take a break. We got Kevin Hart is coming in shortly. This was a fun one so far. I guess we'll talk more about this when we come back. And I still want to talk about that N-word controversy because, again, I want one set of rules that are written down. White people can never say it and black people can say it when they want, but who gets into what trouble when? The whole thing drives me fucking crazy. Upcoming gigs. I got Pittsburgh coming up. We're going to Montreal. I'm going to be there doing 2 gigs at the end of July. Sam and I are broadcasting, and I think I'm like the 26th and 27th. I'm doing shows up there. I got Pittsburgh coming up, and I got the Borgata coming up. And Nashville. I can't wait to get down to Nashville end of July.
It's a great city.
We're middle of July. It is a great city.
I love Nashville.
And the Chip Chipperson podcast is up. It's the one we did a few weeks ago. Me, you, Sam. Me, you, Bob Kelly, and Anthony. We interviewed that author. It was a really funny one.
Oh yeah,
that was a very good one. So,
and you see your photo in Kevin Hart's book?
I did. Yeah. I did. Yeah,
it's funny.
There's a photo of me, Chappelle, and Keith at the Comedy Cellar table, and Kevin sitting back a little bit away from us.
He talks in his book, and we'll talk about it. But in his book, he talks a lot about the comedy scene and coming up in
and the table, and Keith Robinson in particular, because Keith is the guy who really did
bring him to New York,
brought him to New York, and mentored him, and it's a very, very.
And I didn't realize how close he and Big J were back in Philly.
Yeah, they came up together.
Yes,
and he didn't mention Kurt, but Kurt used to come with them. I believe Kurt was a whole part of that whole crew. Was Kurt Metzger? Yeah. Unless he was after. But I remember a couple of those guys would come up. And I said I read 150 pages of it on the way over. It's such a good, well-written... It was him and Neil Strauss wrote it together. And it's excellent. There's so much about Kevin's life I had no idea about. It's a great, great fucking book.
Yeah, it's great.
You finish it?
Not all of it.
I'm about 30 pages shy of the ending. I got a bunch of questions.
Did you write questions again?
Fucking trippy. Yeah, I didn't know so much about this guy's life.
I don't mind the act of writing questions. People always get confused. I just think it's funny when Jim comes in with his prepared, typed, formal, not bullet pointed. It's a funny thing to see.
I do that because it just gets my memory going for the beginning of the book. But I just write them into my iPhone when I'm reading it. And it gives you something.
I hope he comes in and sees your question list and just trashes you for it.
No, he'll appreciate them.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. We'll find out. Yeah, dude.
Ooh, this is nice. What is this?
This is, I believe it's the new Kendrick.
Is it?
I don't know.
I actually like the new Kendrick Lamar.
Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Allegedly.
Well, no, it's not alleged. I'm Sam Roberts. You're Jim Norton.
Where's Bond?
Yeah, that's the two of us.
Does it bother you that the new Chip podcast is the real sensation?
What do you mean the real sensation?
Meaning it's a tremendous sensation. You know that. Everyone loves it. They're going crazy for it.
No, I'm not bothered by it. Some people think that I was too hard on Chip this week.
Were you hard on Chip this week? I think you were nicer to Chip this week than most weeks.
I don't remember.
Oh, you mean the one that came out last week?
Whatever one. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. But you better straighten up and fly right and start treating Chip with proper respect.
That's what I was thinking. Obviously, I've strategized this all wrong. We're waiting. Kevin Hart, he's coming in a little bit to promote his new book. By the way, speaking of this PC culture, just taking down cultural icons.
Who?
Poor Mr. Met.
Well, I don't think this is PC culture. To be honest,
What do you think's going on?
I don't think there's any time where Mr. Met could have given the finger to the fans and not suffer consequences.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think there's any time where the mascot can't say "fuck you" to the fans, even though I'm sure they've all wanted to.
You don't think this is my time for outrage? Like, what the? When I was growing up, Mr. Met used to crotch chop and flip people off and grab his nutsack, and everything was fine.
Yeah, no.
Everything was fine. It helped people. It helped teach everybody how to communicate better and get their ideas across. No, you don't think so?
Nope.
Yeah, Mr. Met, I guess he flipped off some fans on video, and the Mets organization decided to no longer employ. I don't think that the Mr. Met entity has been fired, but that Mr. Met specifically.
They say he's been replaced, but who the fuck knows?
Exactly. No. It's a different guy under the baseball head. Don't worry about it. Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
If you go over to Citi Field, you guys are going to have to curse Mr. Met to your heart's content.
Do you think that people now are going to curse and see if they can get him to
They
curse?
should, yeah. We need to find out if this truly is a different Mr. Met, and the only way to do that is to try to upset him until he flips you off.
If only we had a Mets fan that goes to Mets games that we know.
We did. Wait a minute. Wait. I think.
So you think we should try to get Bobo to get flipped off by Mr. Met?
Nothing would make me happier.
Fuck you! I mean, why would... You'd think you got the Mr. Met gig. Maybe it drives you crazy. It's got to be a baseball fan who takes the mascot gig, right? And for those guys, at least at first, it's kind of a sweet gig. You get to hang out with the team. You get to be on the field. You get to do your thing. You're probably at one point in your life thought you were going to be a baseball player, but the skill level wasn't quite there. But you found your way into the organization. You know?
Are you a back office guy when you're doing this? Is that what your original job is? You work a back office? Or
No, I think that's a very, low level job.
Mascot?
Yeah.
It's a dope job. You get to be like, hey guys, welcome to the Mets game.
I know, so you don't get to talk.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Met. Welcome to the Mets game.
Why does Mr. Met sound like Mrs. Doubtfire?
I like Mr. Met's voice.
It was a run by Metting.
All right, looks
What?
like our guest is here.
Mr. Met, that doesn't even rhyme. That doesn't make any sense at all. So poor Mr. Met. Kevin Hart. What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Hey.
How are
What
you?
up, Jim?
How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm very well. I sent you a text. I didn't hear back, so you probably didn't get it. I read
Oh, he got it.
the majority of your book. I read.
Did you like it?
I'm not even being polite. It's one of the best biographies I've ever read.
Thank you, man.
Fucking amazing.
Thank you, man.
I
Put a
blew
lot of
through
work into it.
150 pages on the way to Europe. I couldn't stop reading your book.
Thank you, man.
I know you a long time, and there's so much stuff about you I didn't know.
It's a lot. Well, first of all, the reason for writing the book was for that. You know, I think there's a lot of levels to, and I hate to go third person, to the individual of Kevin Hart. You know, and I think what I want to do is share information that can be valuable to people in their journey, you know, or their road to success in whatever it is that you're doing. I think information is key, and so many people hate to share information. So many people are selfish with information, and I think my road is a road of hardship. You know, so it's a lot of bullshit that I went through to get to where I am today.
A lot of violence you saw. I didn't know you saw that kind of violence growing up.
Yeah. My dad was a cookie, man. He was a character. He really was. Yeah, he did a lot. So
you saw your father was bleeding from being hacked up with an axe?
My dad got hit in the head with an axe. When I went over his house to go see him, which my mom hated to do because her fear was we don't know what happens over there. And one of the times where she was like, fine, go. My dad got in a fight and the guy hit my dad in the head with an axe. He came back with a towel. Towel was fully blood, like just no white left in the towel.
That had a logical explanation, though. That was refrigerator repairman beef, right?
It was originally, it was
That's what happens in that
the
game.
other refrigerator repair guy was jealous because I was better and he hit me with the axe.
Do you think that's the real reason now?
No, of course not. No, absolutely not. But back then when you're a kid, it makes sense. Oh, God, Dad, well, you got to stop being so good at refrigerator repair.
He just wanted to take the opportunity to give himself a pat on the back.
It was that. It literally, like, I mean, between seeing my dad get jumped, me and my brother saw my dad get jumped, and before it happened, he was like, "Y'all go home. I'm about to whoop these guys' ass." And like he clearly knew that it was gonna go the other way.
Do you think he whipped their asses?
No, he came back, and the results were obvious of what happened.
He got a beating.
He didn't even acknowledge it. He's like, "Y'all hungry?" And he's like, "What? Look at you, man. You all right?"
Does that scare you when you see your father? Because your father is like such a strong figure in your life, and does it scare you when you see a strong figure like that be beaten up?
It's a different level of reality as a child. Like, your dad is a hero. You know, there's nothing that your dad can't do. If your dad say he can do it, as a kid, you believe it. If I say, "Hey, y'all want to see me jump on this roof?" Yeah. All right, watch. Everybody back up. Whether I do it or not, my kids are the only people out there that's like, "Dad's going to do it."
Yeah.
They have nothing but belief that you can do what you say you can do. So when you start to see the guy that you saw that was invincible in your mind, when you start to see those layers get peeled away, it does have an effect. You know, it is like, damn, like, Dad is not who we thought Dad was.
He's not a superhero.
Oh my God,
he lies and steals.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit in here with Dad.
You just thought your dad was this amazing refrigerator repairman who beat everybody up, and you're like, no, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he does
Apparently,
drugs.
Dad does drugs and steals refrigerators. It's the complete opposite.
My favorite part about the beginning, it seemed like your childhood was very confusing, because like a lot of the stories, as I'm reading them, I feel like I kind of know where they're going to go, and then they just go in a completely opposite
left
direction.
Yeah.
Like when your dad's driving you to school, and he goes, "You know, son, you're going to be okay." And I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be one of those sweet stories." And he goes, "Because, you know, we all got long dicks."
We got big dicks. Yeah. We got big dicks. That is a true piece of advice that my dad gave me. Like, I was just like you.
Right.
I was waiting for the gym. I was waiting for the piece of life that my dad was about to drop on me. And he's like, "We got big dick."
And you're just
like,
a little
I got
kid,
a big dick. Your brother got a big dick, so you got to have a big dick. So we gonna be okay. I was like,
I wish my father gave me advice like that. I heard about Kevin's dick fucking way back from Keith Robinson. It was horrifying. Oh, Keith said that his dick got thrown out of the room when Kevin showed up.
So his dad was right. He did grow into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a piece of Kevin Hart lore that's true, and it really annoys me.
That's very true.
It really
That's very true.
I will just say that there's one time at the Comedy Cellar that he showed it to a waitress who requested it, and she came up, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" It really is true, and that was.
And then that confusing moment comes back, and you're like, "Dad's right. I'm gonna be okay.
I'm gonna be okay.
I'm gonna be all right."
I didn't know what he meant by it back then, but here's where that helps you at. Your confidence is always at a high level because you know something that people don't know.
Yes, because you are very confident, and people look at you like you shouldn't be, but you are extremely, long before fame, long before money, you're a confident guy.
I was always confident.
And your mother, too, like, I understand a lot more about you after reading this, because you really are a hard worker. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're always doing something. You're always motivated. You're not asking anybody to do anything and make it happen for you. You're doing it.
Yeah.
And then I see how you were raised with your mom and how she kind of didn't let you do anything and had activities. It's like, oh, now that kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. Your mother really.
My mom was strict. My mom was very strict, but she was strict simply because she saw the mistakes that she made with my brother. She was more lenient with my brother. You know, my brother was able to go out and come and go as he pleased. You know, there was a curfew, but it was late. And that's when my brother was in the streets. My brother sold drugs. My brother was stealing at one point, you know, snatching purses and robbing people at gunpoint. He got caught up into a bad life as well. So with me, it was no. You're not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to leave my sight. I'm going to put you in an extracurricular activity that takes up all your time. That's why swimming came about. It was,
all right, you swam for years.
I swam from the age like 8 or 9 until the end of high school. So I never had free time. I didn't have room for error. And that's what she made sure of. She didn't want me on the streets at all. She didn't want me to become a product of my environment. She didn't want me to grow up like my dad. And I mean, that was tough on her because ultimately you grow a little bit of hate. You grow some resentment as like, yo, you don't let me do nothing. Like, and why don't you let me see dad? And she got tired of hearing that. So I remember the biggest lesson she taught me was, you know, she was like, you know what? You want to see your dad? You want to go live with your dad? Because I kept saying I'm going to run away. I'm going to go live with dad. I don't want to be here no more. You know, you get to that age as a boy.
You want freedom.
Puberty done kicked in. I'm tired of you treating me like I'm a boy.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man, damn it. You know, I'm 16.
That's right.
Time for me to hold my own in these streets. She's like, you want to live with your dad? Then you know what? Go. All right, fine. I can go. Get your stuff. Go. I will. Dad, Mom said I can come live with you. Come on. You know, my dad he don't ask no questions. Come on.
He didn't do any checking.
No checking. Didn't want to know where my school was. Didn't want to know if I had an extracurricular activity, anything that I needed to know about or do. Didn't ask none of that. Come on. I get to my dad's house. This is a true story. My dad had about 7 or 8 people living in this place. I didn't know any of them. There was no electricity. They had a plug, and it was like a cord that was hooked up and ran from like an abandoned house. There was still any electricity. So the electricity came from somewhere else. There was no hot water, and to take a bath, there was no like tub. They made me like put water in a basin. And he was like, put the water in the basin and heat it up next to the kerosene heater, and then use the basin to wash up. And it was like just the worst living condition that I've seen. Now, granted, for my dad and the people there, that environment was comfortable. That's all they knew. But I was like, wait, where's the tub? Where's my bed? You know, I was on a couch and there was other people around the couch, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Was it at least neat and well kept in the area?
No, not at all. And I remember calling my mom that same night, and I was like, you got to come get me. She was like, the hell I do? You want to live with your dad? Live with your dad. And I was like, well, I don't want to live with dad anymore. I didn't know that dad was living like this. No, you know everything. What I'm doing is wrong. So if that's what you want, then that's what you go and get. And she made me stay there tonight. And that was like one of the toughest nights. And I have nothing but love for my dad, but it was just tough because I'm like, who are these people? And look at where I'm at. Like, I'm on a couch. I'm not even comfortable. And my mom came to get me the next day, and it was basically, if you're going to live under my roof, you're going to live by my rules. Okay? Stop battling me. Stop thinking that I'm doing what's wrong for you when I'm thinking I'm doing what's right. And she never down-talked my dad or never made me feel like my dad was an enemy or like he was doing these wrong things. She's always bigged my father up because he was my father, but she allowed me to see things on my own as I got older.
Did you ever resent him? Like, did you ever get mad at? Because there's some stories about your dad in the book that are really kind of staggering.
Yeah. I never resented my dad. That's a tough word. Never. I don't have any level of hate. You know, of course there was disappointment. There was high levels of damn, I thought dad was coming to pick us up today. Or damn, man, I ain't seen dad in I don't know how long. He not picking up the phone, he's not answering the calls. You know, there's a level of what's going on with dad. It was never a thing where it was like, man, my dad ain't shit. I don't have that in me. I never have. And my mom never talked like that to help ignite a flame that would put that in me. So when he went through his problems, he went through them on his own until my brother felt that I was old enough to handle the information, and he told me, dad's on drugs. It is what it is. You know, we can't help him until he wants to help himself. And my dad had resentment and a grudge because my dad stole from my brother. You know, when my brother was building his barber shop and he brought all the equipment, he wanted my dad to do the electrical work.
Just to kind of help your dad get back on his feet.
Help him get on his feet, put some money in his pocket. And then my dad was doing the job for a minute, and then we come back one day, everything was gone. My dad stole everything. And that's my brother it went black for my brother after that. So it took me talking to my brother to get my brother to forgive so we can finally get my dad help.
So you look at all this stuff, and people who think like, oh, Kevin just kind of came in. You didn't have it easy coming up.
No.
You didn't have it. You didn't get handed a deal when you came into the business. I mean, you were in the business for quite a while before anything happened.
A long time, man. I mean, I got 19 years, almost 20 years in the business.
So what gave you that patience? Because like you said, around you, it was a lot of culture, quick money. Your dad stealing, your brother selling drugs. Like, you saw people not being patient about it. Like, no, I'm 16, I'm a man, I can go, I can sell drugs, I can steal, I can do this, I can get money right now and be the man. And that doesn't really match up with, driving to New York to do comedy.
Yeah, well, you see the consequences of it firsthand. I saw my dad in and out of jail. I saw my dad being addicted to drugs. I saw my brother sell drugs. I saw my mom find drugs and beat the shit out of my brother. And my brother be forced with an ultimatum of jail or the army. Like, pick one. And he chose the army, of course. I saw literally no high reward from the negative route. I saw that. I saw it firsthand. So when it was time for me to make decisions, the one person that I saw with any type of consistency was my mom. It's not that my mom was rich or not that my mom was successful and financially stable on a high level. My mom did what she had to do to make sure that we were taken care of. And, those lifestyles were not cheap. Granted, where we live, the cost of living wasn't crazy. So when I say not cheap, I'm saying I was on a swim team. That was very expensive. We had to travel. There was hotels. There was bus rides. There were, carpools. There was different levels of fees that come up. It's a traveling national swim team.
And she's doing all this to keep you out of the streets and to keep you from getting fucked up outside the house.
All of it was done on that side. It was all done on that side.
I laughed out loud reading when you were talking about stupid Keith, and you said he told you your name. Were you Lil Kev at that point?
Lil Kev the bastard.
Lil Kev the bastard.
Yeah.
The first thing he tells you is that your name is awful, and you pointed out how he had the worst voice you'd ever heard.
your name is awful, stupid.
Yeah, ain't good.
The worst tone behind a human's voice that I've ever heard. Like, I've never heard anybody talk like that. I thought it was a joke. He's got to be joking. He's got a voice box, and this is a trick.
You reminded me too, man, of how cruel Lucian was from the comedy from the comic strip. He's dead now, so we don't like to speak ill of the dead. But I don't like the guy. I don't think he was a good guy. I think there was an honesty to him, but there was an unnecessary level of cruelty to people. He liked being mean to comedians. He liked being fucking cutting and vicious under the guise of being honest.
I mean, that's the first guy to hit me with honestly, that was my first rib shot. I think we all take body blows in the entertainment business. There's always something that happens that makes you go, oh, like, damn. Like, there's moments where you got to take the knee. Lucian was the first person to put me down to where I had to take a knee. He was basically, he told me that I needed to find something else to do. It was that blunt. I got off stage. I had a great set. Granted, my material wasn't great material. I'm new. I'm green. But I had a great set. The crowd enjoyed me. And I thought that I was going to the back to talk to him about coming to the comic strip and doing spots. And instead, it was just, I don't see it. I don't see this being your craft. I think that you should definitely look into doing something else because this isn't it. This isn't for you. And that's the first time that I heard that, but I had a guy like Keith that I was so close to that I told him, and I'm expecting Keith to be like, damn, if Lucian said that, it's something. And Keith was like, fuck Lucian. So what? Come on, stupid. Let's go down to the cellar and get something to eat. And I was like, eat? I can't eat at a time like this. My life is over. Shut up, stupid. Get in the car and we'll go to other comedy clubs. Fuck Lucian. Like, it was so nonchalant and it rolled off his back. And when I saw that, I was still affected by it, but I was like, man, I don't know how he's acting like this is no big deal. This is me. This is my career. It is a big deal. And then we get down to the cellar, and everybody there is just, so what? Whatever. And we all were so vicious to each other, and we all were so mean to each other, but what we really did was prepare each other for the word no that could come at any possible time. We made each other comfortable with the fact that we were okay. We're gonna be okay.
And it's also like the guys, like we would attack each other and it's all hack court. But you only did that with guys you liked
yeah.
and respected and guys you genuinely thought were fun. It was like nobody took a guy who was really a bad comedian and just sat him there and attacked. It would feel like attacking an audience member.
Yeah.
So the guys that we took to hack court, like we all dropped bits. No one ever won in hack court. Like, no one ever.
It was like that court in Batman.
No.
When you can either like get killed or you have to walk in the across the fucking frozen river.
Those
so
were
you're
your
gonna
options.
die anyway.
It's never going to be like, you know what, that was actually a good joke. We're incorrect.
Never. You were never coming out of hat court right.
No.
You were never coming out with people going, no, guys, that's a good bit. I remember arguing y'all down about the midget bit. I had a midget bit.
The midget robber?
Yes, the midget robber. And I thought that this bit was one of the best bits ever. It was a bit about how I got robbed by a midget, and it was a cross-eyed midget, and I didn't know he was looking at me when he was robbing me because he was cross-eyed.
Right.
And instead of using the gun, he chose to headbutt me. Now, granted, now this is saying it out loud today, I get where they were coming from.
You see the error of your ways now. Yes, you do.
I see the error in the ways, but back then, there's no way that you can tell me that me saying because the person was cross-eyed and I didn't know who he was robbing. That was the whole genius in the bit to me. I was like,
sure.
My punchline was, how was I supposed to know you was robbing me when you was looking at him? Come on, man.
There it is.
Yeah. It did get laughs, too.
When I tell you they beat this joke up so bad, I just remember Patrice O'Neal, he kept making me repeat. So who's, because I'm at court, so I don't realize
You
what's
have to
going
testify
on.
in your own defense.
So he's like, so let me ask you again, little dummy. Patrice called me little dummy. Who's robbing you again? I kept going, the midget. He's like, right. Back up to the beginning. Who has the gun? And I was like, the midget. It just kept making me say the midget. And every time I would say it, he would act like he was jotting something down. And he's like, this is why this joke stinks. And he was like, the midget is not fun. It's not funny. I was like, what about the cross-eyed? Like, I fought this joke so bad, but I love that they were so vicious, man. I have nothing but respect for Norton, Voss, Patrice, Colin, Keith, Burr. I mean, that table of people that we put together, man, that sat and just joked and cut. That made me so strong with the BS that I eventually dealt with in LA. It rolled off my back. I didn't care.
And it makes you more honest, too, because you're so used to being called out and calling people out that when something bad happens, instead of the room being uncomfortable, you're like, oh, that was fucking awful.
Yeah, well,
and you're okay acknowledging it.
Yep, that was bad. That was me at SNL. Man, those impressions might not make it, huh, guys?
Did you say that at the audition?
No, at the audition. When I got done Avery Johnson, I was like, no Avery Johnson fans?
How was your De Niro? Do you still do De Niro in the act?
My De Niro was horrible then. It's still horrible now. It's just screwing up my face. I don't even say a line that De Niro did from the movie. I just that's it. It was one of the
How about
worst.
Denzel? Was your Denzel any good?
No, it was fresh off. Okay. That's it, guys.
That's good. That's really good.
I remember Lauren just eating popcorn, going, He just kept saying, And I was like, y'all want to hear some stand up? It was just the worst.
Did you know you were
audition ever.
bombing?
I knew I was bombing in the impressions. I killed in the stand up.
Oh, you did?
When I got to the impressions, that's when it all went
The
south.
characters were going south.
That's what it all. When I got to the part where you had to show why you should be on the show,
sure,
that's where I was off. Yeah, the stand up, which had nothing to do with SNL.
I'm a comedian.
Yeah, but I cannot do impressions, guys. So I don't think I'm a fit in here at all.
What was the show too? This is something I remember when you got the show. I didn't know this part of it happened. Like, there's so much shit I didn't know. You get this show and they're ready. It's on ABC. Mm-hmm. What was the name of that show that was about where they brought you to New York to announce it?
The Big House.
That was the Big House.
The Big House. People don't even know this story, man. I got at a young age. I think I was 24, maybe. I think I was about 24. This is when I had a deal. I went to Montreal, did well, got a deal, nothing happened. And I said, you know what? I said, what I should do is develop my own show. What if I had an idea for a show? I was telling my manager, Dave Becky, and he's like, oh man, that'd be cool. Like, what's the idea? And I pitched him the idea. I wanted to do the reverse of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So basically, it's a guy who's coming from money, something happened with his parents, and he's forced to go back and live with his other side of the family who's not doing well at all. This is how I wanted to do a spin on my life and talk about where I came from, but I just wanted to have a reason to get there. Pitch the show gets picked up. Oh my God, my life is about to change. I'm about to be rich. I made it. This is crazy. I got my own show. I'm executive producing. I'm a writer on it. I'm starring in it. They picked up 12 episodes. This is unbelievable. Okay, Kevin, you got to go to the upfronts. This is a big deal. What's the upfronts? Tell me what it is. Well, that's where we take the talent and they go to New York and there's this big thing where they announce the show in front of people and you got to take pictures. It's like the best thing ever. Oh my God, do I get a suit? Get a suit. What about the rest of the cast? Well, they only want you there. No, that can't be because I'm not doing the show by myself. You know what? The cast got to come. They're not going to fly the rest of the cast there. Then I'm going to take my money and do it. You know, I don't have a crazy amount of money, but I can afford to fly them. This show don't happen without them.
Right.
I'm flying the whole cast in. I flew the whole cast to New York, put them in hotels myself. Upfront day. Walk out the hotel. Pictures. Nonstop. I'm a star.
Was that your first experience with that?
My first experience with that. I'm a star, man. Look at this. I'm walking on the carpet. Everybody, Kevin, hey, Kevin Hart. Hey, the big house. Taking pictures. The most unbelievable feeling ever. I get there. They're like, all right, Kevin, you're going up. You got about 7 minutes. Let's get you backstage. They get me backstage. They wire me, put the mic on me. I'm about to basically walk on stage and they're going to announce what's new for this fall season, the big house. Right before I'm about to take a step, there's a guy in front of me. He's just talking in his headset. This is what I hear verbatim. No, I got him. He's right here. Yeah. Okay. And then what? Okay. No, I'm looking at him. Okay. I'm going to do it right now. Send the other one so I know. That way so they can go. Okay. All right. Kevin, you're not going up. I said, I'm sorry. What do you mean? No, we're not using you. You're not going up on this one. Something's going on, but I think they're pulling the show. I don't know, but it sounds like they're pulling the show. I'm sorry. What's going on? This is crazy. What? I'm so confused. What? Just step back. You got to step back. Okay, bring them up. I see another show. 5 people. They're just rushing these people to the stage. The host goes, and the McKinneys, whatever the show
Kelly's
was.
or something.
It was. I forgot the actor. He was short. There's only 3 short guys. It was a short white guy. He had a show, and it was coming on. This when they were recreating TGIF. They bring him up. He whizzes by me. They're high-fiving. They're excited. Dave is running. I see Dave running back, sweating. I don't know where he ran from, sweating. He's like, buddy, don't panic. I don't know what this is. I've never seen anything like this in a business. This has never happened. I'm going to get to the bottom of this right now. Okay? Don't worry about it. I'm like, what's going on? Right now, they're trying to pull some shit. They're trying to say you're canceled. Okay? And I'm like, what? What do you mean I'm canceled? I know. It's crazy. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Just know that I'm on it. Me and Dave go to the back. He said, let's get out of here. Let's go to the hotel. He's on the phone. Everybody's talking to is like, I know, it's canceled. It's canceled. They basically canceled the show. Nobody from the network came to talk to me. Nobody confronted me. Nobody said anything. I said, well, what about the cast? I flew the cast out here. Dave was like, I'm trying to figure it out, man. They're saying that they don't want to fly him back, because they didn't fly him out. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my God. So I got to tell the cast. So I have a meeting with the cast about how I flew everybody out, how the show's not getting picked up. It's canceled. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to try to find out what I can. I'll book you guys flights so you can get out of here. They're down. They're disappointed. Sure. I said, enjoy the rooms. Just, in the morning, you guys can jump on the plane. Cast flies out. Dave goes, do you want to go home? I can have them change your flight so you can leave. I know that this is tough. I said, I'm not going anywhere. I said, this is my first time I've ever experienced anything like this. I'm going to the parties. I'm going to every party. Like, I'm going to have a good time. I went to every single party. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy.
They all knew what happened.
All knew what happened. It spread like wildfire. And it was like, he's got to be on drugs or something. Like, how can he be having a good time? Everybody's just constantly checking on me. You okay? We heard what happened. I'm like, I'm fine. It is what it is. That's life. You know, hopefully I get the next one. I was prepared for that punch in the stomach because I was already taking so many punches in the stomach.
Right.
So this was a big punch in the stomach, but I had so many that I shoulder shrugged it. I'm going to be all right. I'll be back. I was actually telling that to people, to execs, to studio heads. I'm good. I'll be back. That's just the first time, man. It's the first of many. I was so positive that everybody was mind blown that when things finally turned around and I did come back, because they ended up picking the show up later that year and they picked us up for like 6 episodes. Everybody was so happy at the opportunity, they were rooting. Go, Kevin. We're so glad that it finally worked out. We're so glad. 6 episodes, show got canceled again. I was okay. All right, fine. I guess I got to figure out a way to create another show. I'll be all right. But those same studio execs are still in the business today. So the respect and admiration that they have for me for taking that the way that I did has played a major part in the opportunities that I get today because my person was never in question.
You talk about that like in the book a couple of times. Even when you're a kid, you say you have this ability to take these shitty things that happen and just brush them off. Like you talk about that. We were talking about the resentment. Like all this stuff, you don't carry negative stuff with you. And all I could think is, do you worry that you're carrying it? It's all buried.
I don't.
And that at some point it's all going to explode.
It would have exploded already.
You
It would
think
have came
so?
out. If that was the case, it would have been came out. I mean, what would I be waiting for? You know, I lost my mother. I mean, I dealt with the craziest stuff that I could deal with from my dad. And
How's he doing, by the way?
My dad's sober now.
Oh, he's really?
He's fine.
Oh, good.
Sober, living in the house. Brought my dad a house, car. He's fine.
Good.
He's
got a tub?
Living. He's has a tub. Heat. He's doing good. You know, I mean, if you really look back at the things that I've overcome, it would have come out. You know, at this point, I know why I'm able to shoulder shrug things, and people got choices. I hate that people act like they don't have a choice. You know, you got a choice in any and everything you do. Here's one thing that I'll say to your listeners, and when I say it, just think about it. Do you know how much energy and time it takes to be angry? Do you know how much time it takes to hold a grudge? To really muster up the energy to hold on to a grudge. I don't like you. Every time I see you, I gotta let you know I don't like you. I don't like you. That's energy.
Right.
That's
Feels
energy
bad,
that
too,
I'm throwing all
me.
this stuff. I'm throwing all this stuff your way. And that's energy that I could use to go into something else. Like when I think about my time, I think about my energy. I think about my efforts. How much time and energy do I really have, and how much do I want to put into stuff that's not going to affect me on a day-to-day basis?
To just negative, just nonsense.
Nonsense. I mean, I don't have the time for it. That's why the negativity that I have received, I respond with kindness. I get hate all the time.
I'm always amazed at comedians, by the way, who it's like the couple of comics that, like, have said shit. It's like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, you work. Like, I understand there's certain comics that other comedians don't like, but you're not one of them. And I'm like, guys who are jealous. Like, one guy was bashing you, calling, he's all social media, and this guy has over 1 million Twitter followers. It's like, wait, you're not exactly anonymous, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
It's a thing where you have to understand that some people just don't know how to genuinely be happy for a person's success. I know how to be happy for me. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm in competition with myself. I'm constantly trying to evolve. I'm constantly putting in the work to progress and build up a catalog that can be looked at as Kevin Hart's legacy. I'm getting ready to do another tour so I can have another hour special. I said, well, how many specials do I want? I said, George Carlin did 10. That's amazing to me. That man had 10 specials. I said, man, if I can get close to 10 and have a catalog of comedy that's on par with George Carlin did, that'll be an amazing tap out, man. Because that man did some amazing stuff. And I'm a student, so I've seen it. I've watched it. Kev, what do you want your legacy to be? I'm trying to build something for me. It's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people have to say. Ultimately, everybody's going to have an opinion. That's the world we live in.
And then you're not competing. We have to wrap up the telecast because you have other press. But Kevin, you're not in competition. There's not like it's one spot for one comedian.
No.
There's 1 million fucking. Netflix is doing 52 specials this year. One a week.
Unreal.
I mean, there's 50 spots.
And you can also tell that Kevin's being legit, because I think the people who have that attitude are people that you find end up hanging out with people that are even more successful than they are, because that's who they relate to, that's who they're learning from. And so when you see you hanging out with Jay-Z, hanging out with The Rock, it's like, because you're not you're not a hanger-on, or you're not jealous of these people.
You surround yourself with people that I think can motivate and inspire you to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the relationships that I have, man. I mean, look, ultimately, I can say this, people, and I really want you to understand this. It's a good book. It's a really good book. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this book. These stories are real. But I'm telling this story because I want people to take this information and apply it to themselves. Not to say that my story should be your story. It's just to say that the will and want to win and to be successful comes from within you. And you're going to hear no a lot. But when you finally hear that word yes, it's going to be so worth it. And it's going to make you understand that you can hear it so much more and go above and beyond in creating opportunities for yourself to create your goals. It's not an easy road.
It's amazing, and I'll give you a couple of the book signings Kevin's doing. There will be a line, so just get there early. Tonight, Barnes & Noble in Union Square at 7 o'clock. Then Wednesday, if you're from Philly, the Free Library. Thursday, he's going to be in Washington, D.C. And I'm guessing on your Twitter and your website we'll have all of these dates. But he's got Miami Friday, Saturday Houston, Sunday Minneapolis, and The Grove Monday the 12th at Barnes & Noble in Los Angeles. And having read 90% of this book in like a very short period of time, it really is great. I'm happy for
Thank you, man.
And reading it, I didn't know what to expect. I figured it would be decent, but it was fucking really great, man.
It's great.
It's funny. There's so much stuff I didn't know about you, and it's interesting to see where you come from because it explains everything and a lot of violence. And it's a great book. I mean, a tremendous book. So congratulations.
It means a lot to me, Jim. Nothing but love for me, man. I'm happy. I love seeing this too.
Me too.
I love seeing it. No, it's
Me
good.
too. Yeah. It's great. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks, Kevin. We're back, and I'm reminding everybody the Chip Chipperson podcast is up, the new one, and I'm going to be in Pittsburgh, Nashville, coming up in a few weeks. Pittsburgh, Nashville, and also Sam and I are going to Montreal.
Montreal is how it's pronounced.
Yes, Montreal. I'm going to be in Nashville July 14th and 15th. June 30th, July 1st, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. And then July 28th and 29th, I will be in Montreal, and then Atlantic City, August 5th. And Sam and I are doing live broadcasts from Montreal, which will be really fun.
Yeah.
We're doing 2 days of broadcasts up there. We didn't want to just do one day.
And if anybody goes around telling me, oh, you got to try the gravy fries in Montreal, I'll be like, guess
fries
what?
Suck.
We have diners in fucking New York, too. It's not that big of a deal.
You're thinking of disco fries.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. You don't put curds on disco fries, though. We have curds on our poutine.
I don't get it.
Fucking French gravy fries are so overrated. Stop it. Poutine.
Awful.
Fucking stop it.
Lisa gets it every time we go up there, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, just get gravy fries. Go to the diner, get some disco fries. It's the same bullshit. Same exact bullshit.
Do you think that Trump was wrong to bash the London mayor? I think it was probably a better way to do it than in that moment.
What did he do to bash the London mayor?
Just talking about how the response, he's mocking the response of the London mayor who was saying you're going to see extra police, don't be alarmed.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a mistake because...
like, what do you want the mayor to say?
No, yeah. And also, what if there's a terrible attack in America and Trump's response isn't, exactly what it should be or something? You can't...
Trump can... I mean, no, I think
he took the quote out of context.
He took the mayor's... the London mayor, yeah. The London mayor was saying there's no need to be alarmed, but he was saying if you see extra police, even though there is a reason to be alarmed, but
he's saying don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed if you see the police, meaning there's not heightened activity. I'm assuming is what there's terrorist attacks happening right now. It's just you're going to be more secure. You should be made to feel more secure by the additional police, not less. Yeah, I mean,
and Trump mentioning gun laws. It's like, what are you doing? This is not a time to fucking prostitute for the NRA. Politics aside, you don't have to give any fake statements, but just be helpful. That's not helpful. I agree with the whole don't respond politically correctly. He's right. And now who was the woman from the prime minister or whatever, whoever was in
Margaret Thatcher.
What's that? Who was that later?
Thatcher.
May?
Theresa May, but Sam had it right.
And she was saying We've not done enough about Islamic extremism. She has not, and they haven't. And good. I'm glad people are finally mentioning it by name. I hate to offend all the liberals.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
I tell you though, what Donald Trump is doing is nothing compared to what this President Underwood is doing to try to stay in office. I started watching the new season of House of Cards. Oh, does he have even more tricks up his sleeve?
I'm sure it's great.
You never seen House of Cards?
No, I haven't.
Why?
One episode.
Why are you dismissive about it?
I'm just not interested.
It's great.
I'm terrific. Enjoy it. I'm not interested.
You're going to start watching it at some point.
No, I won't.
Why?
Just not interested. I had no interest in West Wing either.
West Wing is totally different from House of Cards.
Simply saying, I already know which way it slants politically.
It doesn't.
Okay, then I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Okay.
I mean, the crooked president is a Democrat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I'm incorrect.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't care about it.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm more into documentaries now. For me to get into a series, it's hard for me to get into a series.
Did you watch Mommy, Dead, and Dearest?
No, I heard it's good though.
It's good. Yeah, I told you it's good.
Is it a documentary series or one part?
No, it's one documentary movie on HBO.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's great. It's about, well, I told you what it was about.
Yeah.
And the other movie that I watched, the other documentary that I watched over the break was Betting on Zero, which is, it's about the guy who was betting on, what's it, Herbalife. So Herbalife, do you know what Herbalife is?
Sure I do.
What is it?
It's a company that kind of specializes in herbs.
Yeah, you do for life. Okay, that's right. Okay, you both know. Okay, but it's kind of like Avon in the sense that you try to get individuals to sell it. It's not sold in stores. Okay. An individual signs on as a salesperson for it.
It's almost like you can't say it's a pyramid thing. I think you get sued for that type of stuff.
Well, that's what this whole thing is about. So this guy who's a big investor, he comes out and he shorts the stock, which means that you bet on it to go down. If it goes down, you get money from that. So he comes out and he goes, this whole thing is a pyramid scheme. That's what he said. And he goes through all this evidence and he talks about how this company, Herbalife, makes no money selling products. The people who sell the products make no income from selling products. He says the only way to make money as a person in this Herbalife system is to get other people to sign on.
Okay.
And you have to get them to buy products that they're not going to be able to sell, because when they buy products, you get a commission. Sure. And that's how you make your money back from the products
selling
that you
to
bought.
Other people who are going to sell them, yeah.
Right. And so nobody ends up buying these products retail. It's just, you just keep trying to convince more people and more people and more people to buy them. That's what this guy says. And it was this whole story about, Herbalife came out and basically said that we're not a pyramid scheme. And the reason this guy's saying we're a pyramid scheme is because he shorted the stock.
Okay.
He's trying to control the marketplace. And then this other big investor named Icon, he hates the first investor. He doesn't like him as a guy. Mm-hmm. And so he decides to invest a ton of money into Herbalife.
So the guy loses money.
And the stock goes way up. And the guy's like, fuck! And so
basically, it's like Sir Larry fucking Gordon Gekko.
Right.
I could buy and sell you 6 times over, mate.
Exactly like that. And then and you see and this guy who is trying to convince the world that this is a pyramid scheme. He goes so far as to say, and the documentary is heavily skewed.
Which one is this now?
It's called Betting on Zero.
Okay.
It's very good, but it's heavily skewed to the guy who is shorting stock. It is basically his story.
Documentary. Okay.
But like it goes through this thing. He's getting ready for this presentation that he's going to give to investors. It's like a big deal in the investment community, and CNBC is covering it. And it's basically a 4-hour presentation with what is supposed to be smoking gun evidence about how Herbalife, he's going to prove that Herbalife is a pyramid scheme, and that the company should, not only should it be devalued, it should go out of business completely. He says America will be a better place when it's out of business completely. And what ends up happening is people don't buy what he's selling. This guy who's shorting the stock, and you're led to believe yeah, this does make sense. But it goes through, what it does a good job is it goes through like all the people who are Herbalife customers. And it kind of tells all these stories of people who got scammed, or people who had
to feel like they got scammed.
People who feel like they got scammed, people who say they got scammed,
right.
People who were successful at it and then say they found out that there was no way to consistently make money unless it was off of other people's backs and so on and so forth. It's just really, it was a good one.
I will watch it. I want to watch that. I'm going to watch Mommy Dead and Dearest and Dead, whatever it is.
Mommy Dead and Dearest is on HBO Go. So that one, yeah. That one, as I said before, that one is the one where it's about the girl who suffers from Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
She ate a house?
No. Where the mom convinces her and the world around her that she's sick. Ends up not responsible. The boyfriend of that girl ends up killing her mom.
Oh, spoiler.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll come and give a report.
And it's but that's the beginning. Like that's not a spoiler. and then it unfolds this whole really twisted thing.
There's a trial starting today, by the way.
Is it OJ? Because that's the other thing I watched while we were on break.
No.
Like, for the third time, I watched the whole season of the OJ show. Like, I watched that show so much, it's gotten to the point where, like, I was watching the last episode, because I love Feud so much, and Feud was over, so I went back and watched OJ again, because that's a Ryan Murphy show. And I was sitting there, and I was, you know how they say, on the edge of your seat?
Yeah.
I was sitting on the edge of the couch during the last episode
of the cliff
of the OJ show, and I was, like, clenching my fists, going like, you know, like, I can't believe what's happening. And Jess walks in, and she goes, Sam, why are you acting like this isn't the third time you've gone through this entire season? You've seen this all.
Yeah, I watched it once and I was done.
It's great. I loved it.
I'm more interested in America's Dad and his rape trial. Cosby's rape trial starts today.
Oh, is he going to be on television?
No, but can you check that? I think it's in Pennsylvania. The one that they missed it by like a day. The prosecutor had like one more day to file, and he did. Like if it had gone like a day or two longer, Cosby I think couldn't have been tried. But they decided to press forward, even though he had this woman, paid her off, signed a non-disclosure. But again, under criminal oath, criminal case, she'll have to tell everything. I mean, it would be through deposition. There was a reminder of a former invitation. Keisha Knight Pullman showed up. Why?
He came with Rudy.
Well, because Rudy's got his back. Rudy,
what do you think is happening?
He literally arrived with Rudy.
I mean, by the way, and it's not even exactly like it's season 2 of the Cosby Show. Like, Rudy is an adult. She's not this cute little girl like running around the house.
Like, what do you? Just because he treated you well, and I get you love him.
Rudy's like, well, he didn't rape me as a child, so he must be okay.
What do you think is happening with this guy? Like, I want to know, will he be found guilty and go to jail? Or will they plea with him where he will have to confess to avoid jail? Will there be some kind of a plea agreement where they go that you have to give a full accounting?
I think he's going to try to stretch the case out as long as possible.
While he's alive.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to plea. I don't think he'll ever confess. And I think that he's just going to try to just be dead before they find him guilty.
And any dummy out there who really thinks this is racial.
It's not racial.
First of all, A, you're stupid. And B, they would not have waited till he was 78 to go after him because he's not nearly as powerful as he used to be. He's just an old touring comedian now.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
There's zero reason for it. White people love Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's a loved individual by everyone. And by the way, the comedian who outed him is black. So anyone who thinks it's racial, you're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Very few people.
Hannibal started this whole thing.
Hannibal started the whole thing.
Oh, Hannibal Buress. All he's trying to do is be the weirdo on Eric Andre's show, and he puts Bill Cosby on trial.
Do you think he's going to bring a different Huxtable every day?
He should.
I hope so. Yeah, maybe he'll bring Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah.
Where's Felicia Rashad?
Yeah, once Raven Simone shows up, you'll know it's Jump the Shark. Like,
once it's what was his name, Ernie?
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, he's got nobody left.
Yeah, he's gonna say like, Your Honor, we'd like to call to the stand Dr. Cosby's grandfather. He's a jazz musician. Wow. No, that was the other grandfather who's also a jazz musician.
Oh, an unnamed William Morris agency employee who the defense contends can contradict this woman's account of interaction with Cosby. These are the people scheduled to testify.
He's going to take this all the way. Trust me when I tell you. Marsha Clark thought she had this in the bag. And then Chris Darden, idiot that he is, goes, hey, OJ, why don't you try the glove on? And OJ's like, you got it, boss.
a psychologist
Fucked it up for all of them. I don't know if you guys
Cosby
knew
has
that.
to. He can't take the stand. He has to because if he's found guilty.
No, he's not taking. He doesn't have to take the stand, does he?
No, he said he won't.
Yeah, he's not going to.
But if he is found guilty of this one, ooh, the legal floodgates that will open as far as being sued. I mean, he's already probably being sued, but I mean, that will hurt him badly.
And they'll be able to sue the estate after he's dead, right? Or no?
I don't know how that works. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Poor Camille Cosby is sitting on top of an empire going, oh no.
Yeah.
He's probably spent 12 to 15 million in lawyers. That's a really crazy guess. Maybe more. I wonder how much he's worth and how much he's going to spend.
He'll probably spend all of it if he has to.
He's got a lot, dude.
To stay out of jail?
No,
He's
but
not going to be around that much longer.
I don't think he'll need to spend all of it. How much does he have? What's Cosby's net worth? $400 million. He ain't spending $400 million. Although I'm sure he's still getting residuals, but they're not showing his shows anymore. It's really hard, and I feel bad for the rest of the cast, but it's hard to watch a guy who you strongly believe is a rapist playing America's dad.
Plus, there's probably all kinds of jokes, or not even jokes, just lines that were uttered in the show that all connect back to this trial. Like if you watch it now, it's like, because
you have the magic barbecue sauce and it makes your pussy wet in the mouth.
In hindsight, that really seems like a
yeah. You have the fucking barbecue sauce. I'm America's dad. The sauce. Come here, I'm gonna fucking rape you. My fucking sweater's got all kinds of blood and come on it.
Is that Cosperson?
Yes.
Dr. Chickson?
Fucking Bill Cosbyson.
Huxtable.
Yeah, Chip Cosbyson. Yeah, Huxtable.
Huxtable.
Oh no, I gotta fucking put it in pop and I'm gonna stick it in your fucking cooter.
It's very good, but it seems
oh, that was fucking sweater's got all kinds of rape juice on it.
Rape juice. Wasn't that a Nelly song?
Oh, fucking Dr. Huxtable is gonna give you some medicine. Make my pecker wet.
They're not even gonna stream this? It's not gonna be like because I watched
Chip should wear a Bill Cosby sweater on his podcast.
That's a great idea.
Oh no.
Oh no, we're gonna do the fucking Chip Cosby son. Yep, Chip Cosby son coming up this week.
Ugh. Yeah, I watched the
idea, Trav.
The whole Hogan Bubba the Love Sponge trial. That was streaming.
Is that still happening?
No. Oh. When it was happening, no. They streamed the entire thing, so I watched it on Ustream.
By the way, who released the video? Did they ever say who released that video?
I don't know. I think it was rumored to be one of his Bubba's radio rivals in Tampa.
How did he get a hold of it?
That I don't know. But I mean, Bubba, I think was found responsible for it, right? Because he had to pay Hogan a bunch of money.
Bubba did?
Didn't he?
I don't know.
I think Hogan.
I think so too. I don't even think that Hogan knew he was being recorded, right?
No, he didn't.
Bubba had to pay Hogan a bunch of money, and then Gawker did too.
No, the jury award Hulk Hogan. But how much did Bubba?
I think, if I remember.
I don't think Bubba had to pay anything.
But I don't know. Yeah, I
sued Gawker.
He sued Gawker. He didn't sue Bubba.
But I think that it was never revealed or said or discovered who leaked the Hogan tape. So I don't know, but boy, did that tape go about and haunt him.
Yeah, one of those guys who was in the trial. AJ, we've interviewed long before when he was at
AJ Poopy Shits
once. Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? No, not AJ Poopy Shits. Delario. It was who did he work for? What magazine?
He worked for Deadspin.
No, before that it was a magazine. It wasn't like.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he was working.
Maybe it was Deadspin
when we interviewed him.
Leaked by Bubba the Love Sponge's disgruntled ex-employee. Oh,
that's what the report says.
Yeah. Why would you leak that? Because you're mad at Bubba.
It's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah. Why are you showing this pecker?
That's it. That's the problem. Was Europe concerned about the all the kafifi that was happening over in the United States while you were gone?
No, I mean they probably noticed a few little Twitter jokes made about it and
kafifi.
Everybody moved forward.
I was so happy that I was up that night and I saw it for whatever reason. I was just.
Were you happy when you saw that?
When I was scrolling through Twitter, and I didn't, because usually you see it on the retweets or you see a joke and you go back and you find out why everybody's talking about this. But I was scrolling through and I saw Like, I have a screen grab on it on my phone because I instantly screen grabbed it. I was like, the tweet said, Donald Trump tweeted out, it was like midnight or something, or 11:30 at night on a weekday, if I remember correctly. And Donald Trump tweeted, it was 12:06 a.m. And he tweeted, despite the constant negative press, Kafifi.
I thought it was coffee.
Well, that still wouldn't have made sense. But he's gone on. He went on. Now he doesn't talk about it at all. So I think at one point they said it was a typo. But at first,
yeah, it was a typo. He's probably trying to say coverage, and his fat little fingers went on the wrong buttons.
At first, he was saying that only a few people know what Kofifi means.
Yeah, that's what Spicer like.
Spicer said that it was like an inside joke that
The
Kofifi.
president and a small group.
Yeah,
knew exactly what he meant.
We know what Kofifi is, but there was no before tweet or after tweet to put it into context. Even if it was coverage, like there still should be words after that. Also, he left it up for hours.
Yeah, is it still up? He left it up totally.
No. He deleted it the next by the next morning. It was gone.
18,000 retweets.
Yeah. It went crazy. I would because he doesn't drink.
Yeah, he just hit the wrong button. Like, look at
But it doesn't make sense that it's the wrong buttons because even if it's coverage, it's just that you don't just tweet out despite the negative press coverage in a vacuum.
Oh, there was no tweet. I see.
Yeah, then just close your phone.
Right, and then all right, time to go to bed. I'm not going to check Twitter until the morning. Oh no, like it doesn't make sense. There is so much mystery around this tweet. It makes no sense on any level.
I'm trying to coverage on my Twitter.
And the fact that he doesn't drink would lead you to, because at first you go like he's got to just be drunk and in the middle of the night like just tweeting about Kafifi, but he doesn't drink.
Maybe he's on medication.
You think he's like, this is one of those, like maybe he woke up from an ambient sleep or something?
Yeah, I remember we talked to Alex Jones and he woke up from an ambient sleep. How crazy
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was crazy. He could be.
Yeah, he was just hitting the wrong buttons with his little fat fingers.
I don't think it's more than that.
Kafifi.
What?
What do you mean?
That's what we're discussing. That's what we're talking about.
Pekkas.
Right. Okay, Pekkas. Okay, no, that's true. That's good.
Yeah, just.
I mean, it's more than just hitting the wrong button.
No, it's not. When you're hitting coverage, you boom, 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 boom.
But it doesn't make sense. The tweet doesn't make sense.
I agree.
So then it's more than just hitting the wrong buttons. If he had tweeted out despite the negative press coverage, people would be like, what the fuck is he doing in the middle of the night just having half thoughts on Twitter?
He puts thoughts into different tweets, though.
But there was no before or after. I was there. I was looking at it. The first thing I did was like, what the fuck is he trying to say? And there was nothing to put this into context. It was just a Kafifi. It was just a massive Kafifi.
I don't know.
But it's also like, you'd think that maybe somebody was trying to wake him up because people saw it, obviously. It's funny that nobody else has his Twitter password. That nobody, even if he went to sleep after that, that nobody would go and delete.
Did he say no one else has it?
Well, nobody deleted the tweet, right?
He has somebody that handles his Twitter besides him.
So why
Does
didn't
he?
they delete the tweet? They probably is one other person who's afraid. He's like, no. I don't touch anything unless Donald tells me to.
Yeah.
And so since he was not awake, probably, it's midnight, they were just like, I guess we'll just leave it up then.
Until the morning. Until maybe he meant something we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what
I'm
Kafifi
not
is.
deleting the president's comment.
No, I won't do it.
Obama would just put a B and an O when he wrote something. This way you knew it was him.
Right. And even then, he probably wasn't writing it.
No, I believe he was the ones that he signed. Just the ones that he would sign that were actually from him.
And then everybody started like saying, I think Hillary Clinton's Twitter account gave some like meme or something in response to Donald, and it was like, you know, Hillary being young and hip again, but Hillary is nowhere near her Twitter account. She is nowhere
What
near.
did she write? Something about?
I don't know.
I think she put. I remember when my husband put a Kofifi in that fat girl's pussy.
That's what it was. It was a cigar brand.
Yeah, my husband fucked her with a Kofifi. Stupid Hillary. Go away. Just fucking hit the bricks.
What are you talking about? She is away.
No, she's not. She won't stop hanging around.
Why?
Just
Where?
go away.
Where's she hanging around?
Everywhere. She still won't stop.
Where is she? I don't see her.
She's all over the place, dude. She just needs to go away.
Where is Hillary?
Yeah, she was in the news last week.
Yeah, just
What was she
fucking
doing?
hit the
Blaming
brick.
more people.
Yeah, it's your fault. You lost.
Blaming the DNC.
I'm telling you, I didn't vote for
Facebook.
Hillary. I didn't vote for you because I didn't like you.
Whoa, Jim.
I did vote for Hillary.
Votes are secrets.
I know. I was just trying to throw people off my scent.
Oh, okay. Smart. Very good.
She did have a good Kofifi joke, though.
What was her Kofifi joke?
People in Kofifi houses shouldn't throw Kofifi.
What if Kofifi actually means dog shit?
I built my house of dog shit.
Or maybe it means something weird.
It was good, though, right?
Yeah.
She didn't write that.
She might have.
Still funny.
She didn't write it, and it's not funny.
Because does it mean glass or stone? It doesn't mean everything.
No, it's just funny.
Glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Meaning, because you live in a glass house, so if you throw rocks, you're going to break your own motherfucking house.
Yeah, by her logic, that would be like you shouldn't throw glass if you live in a glass house.
No one says that.
Yeah, I mean,
Kofifi is fucking two different things.
Yeah, Kofifi is only one thing. We don't know what it is, but it's one thing.
What is Kofifi? All things and no things?
Yeah, people in Kofifi houses shouldn't throw Kofifi.
That doesn't make sense. If you live
Maybe it means coffee.
If you live in a stone house, you could throw stones all day.
Yeah.
You're not going to do any damage.
Jerk store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone
the Kofifi store called, and they're out of the president.
Everyone would like her just to go away.
Yeah. Well, if she's gonna, if her purpose for sticking around is to come up with more reasons why she didn't win, you know who didn't win because of the DNC? Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Had nothing. Hillary Clinton lost because she didn't win. She
got cocky, and she also didn't know.
She was the wrong candidate.
She didn't know.
Donald Trump Jr. had a great response to Hillary Clinton's Kofifi house.
What was it?
What house is he in again? That's what I thought.
Wait, no, it's the White House.
Yeah, that's what he was getting at.
Explain the joke.
Yeah, what house is he in again? Oh, that's right. What did he write? That's what I thought.
He wrote, "What house is he in again? That's what I thought. You're trying too hard."
Oh, nailed her.
You really did.
Roasted. Nailed her.
Mm-hmm. She got chipped.
What?
She got fucking chipped.
She didn't get chipped.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually clever.
Yeah.
Who else do we have this week?
Well, I think we're canceling a couple guests tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's...
No.
We got
we're booked solid.
Are we?
Yeah.
Who we got? We got Mike Reddy.
What? No.
Helen Reddy? Is that Helen Reddy coming in?
Helen Reddy's coming in?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. Some guy in a band did a coloring book? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's not a coloring book.
Oh.
Just a bunch of pictures?
I mean, it is a bunch of pictures, yeah.
Cool.
Let me tell you this.
That's tomorrow?
It's going to make it way easier for me to read it.
Yeah, I mean, you can flip through that on the train.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
So tell me about this picture. What was your light exposure?
Yeah.
It's Polaroid. There's the light exposure.
So, I've noticed that your band has many celebrity fans. You took photos of them.
Yeah.
With Polaroids. Why Polaroids? Do you like the sound? Tick-tick.
Save it for tomorrow.
I'm just warming up.
Let me ask you something. Before you slap these Polaroids in this book, you shake them?
Oh, wait till it comes in. I'm going to go, do you have any pictures of Kofifis?
That's great. Because it's topical.
I'm going to tie everything in.
That's really, really good.
Hey, is this a book of Kofifi photos of Kofifis?
Yeah.
Did you use a Kofifi camera?
That's so funny. That's so good. Because it ties everything together and it keeps it topical.
Yeah, Mike McCready.
Yeah.
McCready, yeah.
I am excited to talk to Mike McCready.
Book smells good.
He's the lead guitarist for Pearl Jam. He wrote a lot of the songs, right?
Yeah.
Did he write...
all of them.
Did he write the old bitch at the store? These are not the best quality photos.
They're Polaroids, Jim.
You write Jeremy?
I don't know if he...
Go on now. Sign me a book.
You better do that research because I know one Pearl Jam song.
I'll check the writing credits on Jeremy.
Yeah, check that.
There's Duff McKagan. I see.
What the fuck? They're doing surgery to Mr. Potato Head in this photo. That's crazy.
It's cool.
What, is he in a band?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
He was also... I want to talk to him about his time with Chris Cornell, actually.
Yeah, Temple of the Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's actually going to be a really good guest.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, I mean, it's definite.
You want to talk to him, Travis?
Yes.
Well, you
Do you have
don't
any
get
questions
to.
for him?
Oh, yeah.
No
Okay.
questions. No questions from the Peanut Gallery
I
tomorrow.
would be fine just watching.
You know what? Actually, maybe I'll write some questions for you to ask him.
No, we did that bit already.
Yeah,
years ago.
Because if I remember, many a year ago.
You think Travis should have some pre-written questions?
Well, I believe that there was a young associate producer at the time, probably a little thinner.
Yeah.
Forehead was a little shorter. If you catch my drift.
You catch him when he's picking up?
Yeah.
Who was staff wearing smalls back?
Oh, yeah. Who was forced to ask his musical idol, who, by the way, he had a tattoo of on his arm, if he had ever considered changing his name to Rob Vampire.
It's a good question.
It's one of the best questions I've ever written.
I was forced to ask Rob Zombie if he ever considered changing his name to Rob Vampire.
It's a fair question.
Also, you know what triggered this memory? I did a podcast of a professional wrestler named MVP who did prison time, and he did the show years ago.
I remember it.
Yes, and I was forced to ask him face to face, which do you like better, WWE or jail?
Who made you do that?
I believe
Was that me?
you and
I don't even remember that.
you and Nathaniel, I believe, were a team
What was his answer?
on many of these questions.
Yeah, what did he say?
He preferred WWE.
So do you think Travis should have to ask a question or two?
I think that yes, Travis should maybe he can have some of his own.
The great thing is that I'm in a position now where I just won't ask those questions.
No, you have to.
No, I'll be like, nope.
You have
We have
to.
a couple questions for you. Number one question. Mike McCready, what percentage of people would you say mispronounce your last name the first time they say it?
All right, I'll ask him. Fine.
What percentage?
Okay.
I'm only going to write questions about Polaroids.
Yep. Did you ever, have you ever been exasperated and clumsily dropped your Polaroid camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Have you ever taken a Polaroid of your own duty?
One is going to, hey, Mike, I thought that Polaroids weren't being made anymore, but I found them at Urban Outfitters. Comment? That's a good question, right?
Not.
Yeah.
Why a Polaroid, not a phone?
Yeah.
But I want you to say it like that. Why a Polaroid, not a phone?
You know what? Here's one question I'd like for you to ask him. Hey, Mike, you think maybe you'd have a couple more records being sold right now if you'd put down the goddamn camera and pick up a guitar?
I want you to find at least one picture and go, Mike, this picture is shitty. Why is it in your book?
Yeah.
This picture stinks.
Mike, what's with the yellowing on this photo? Mike, please turn to page 74.
I do want to know about why the Polaroid and not the...
All right, well, when I ask him,
I want to hear you say it. Make sure you say it right.
phone.
No, not phone. I was saying, why are you using a Polaroid, not a phone?
Phone.
You say
Yeah,
this.
phone.
Hey, Mike, you ever used the Polaroid to take a picture of your Johnson?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Ask him about that.
Hey, Mike, you ever use that Polaroid camera to take a picture of your Johnson?
Ask Duty first.
Yeah.
You take a picture of your own Duty.
And then the follow-up would be Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
How about your Johnson, Mike?
All right, but let me ask you this.
Yeah. Follow up. What about that Johnson?
So who else we have? We have Mike McCready tomorrow. Kevin Brennan's coming in one day this week.
Yup.
Tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
Joey Pants on Thursday.
Oh, he's Thursday. Good.
Gonna be good.
John Lithgow on Thursday.
Oh, let's go again. Good.
Sam Elliott on Friday.
All right, Sam Elliott. We got a full roster this week.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe somebody on Wednesday, but that's not confirmed yet.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I got that email. I know who the somebody might or might not be, and I won't say.
Will I like them?
No.
No.
They were booked specifically for that reason. Wednesday is not only hump day on this show, it's torture gym with guests day.
Well, why have I not? Oh, I did see that. In studio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get informed of things when you don't read your email.
I check my email all the time. I
Well, there
answered
you go.
every email yesterday. I just remembered that one, and now I know who it is.
Yes, it's Kafifi will be in studio.
Is he in town doing press?
Kafifi?
No,
I think so.
guy.
Yes.
Good. That'd be a great one to have in.
Yeah, I'm
Cool. It's going to be a good week of people.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I saw Wonder Woman over the weekend.
Every woman is a superhero. I say that a lot.
Why?
My mom's a superhero.
Yeah, she is. Captain Sax. Really was dumb, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Captain Sex.
No originality.
No.
Just a fourth grade joke.
She just flies around with a cape and fucks people.
Yes, she does. She's known across the land for giving her sex everywhere. She's Captain Sex.
No, it's not my mother.
Yes, she is.
She's a lovely, delightful superhero.
She goes into a phone booth and she spins around. She comes out in spandex with her titties out, ready to perform fellatio on any arch villain. She sexes the evil out of them. She's Captain Sex.
It's not a good superhero for my mother.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now that we see the type of female empowerment that Wonder Woman can have for young women everywhere, we got a new superhero that we're introducing, Captain Sex.
It would be funny.
I love it.
A movie about a 70-year-old superhero lady whose tits are hanging out.
Fucks everyone.
Who fucks everyone.
Yeah, but she would. She's like a 70-year-old woman who, she just lets the titties out, and she just blows dudes.
That would be very funny.
Captain Sex.
Captain Sex.
Yeah, but I saw Wonder Woman.
How was it?
It was good.
She have the invisible plane?
No.
Why?
Is that what you really wanted?
She's supposed to have a fucking invisible plane.
I guess it will get there. They probably there was actually storytelling in this version of Wonder Woman, so they probably did not get.
Is Linda Carter in it?
No, I don't think so. Unless she's one of the fucking women on the island.
She's Wonder Woman.
No, she doesn't play Wonder Woman anymore.
You make me wonder, woman.
Yeah, no, I saw that. But yeah, I mean, $100 million over the weekend.
Big deal. Grocery Man trilogy I tweeted about. That's where we're going.
What Grocery Man trilogy?
I'm working on it.
Are you writing it?
Starting to.
Wow.
First one is the creation of him.
Of the Grocery Man?
Origin story?
That's right.
How's he created?
He's bagging groceries.
For Raj Al Ghul?
No, for a supermarket.
Oh.
He works at a King Cullen.
Oh, that's... Okay. And then does King Cullen become an evil king? Who
No, Grocery Man is just a man, and he's walking groceries to someone's cart in the store.
Yeah.
And he slips in toxic waste and rolls around and trying to get up.
Right.
So wouldn't he be the Toxic Avenger?
This is literally the plot of the Toxic Avenger.
He becomes Grocery Man, swooping down to protect groceries everywhere.
Oh, he doesn't protect the people.
The groceries.
This gets sometimes so if somebody picks up a can of soup and then drops it before it gets dented by hitting the floor, he'll save this.
He scoops under with his hand and he places it neatly back on the shelf. Or expiration dates. He goes and he takes out all the old groceries.
Right. And then throws them out. Now, this sounds like just a standard grocery store employee, one that wouldn't need to be covered in toxic waste for any reason.
No, but he's fast moving.
Oh, he moves very quickly.
Yeah. And this is a trilogy.
That's right. The first one is the creation of Grocery Man.
So you need an entire film.
The whole one is about the first one.
Is there going to be like a universe? Like there's the Marvel cinematic.
No. The first one is like he's working at the store. We get to know him for like 45, 50 minutes just working at the grocery store.
Does he go home? Do we see his home life?
No, I mean it might just be in the store. Like there's a cool 6-minute montage of him going tick, 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 pricing things.
How long?
6-minute montage.
That's 2 songs.
Take it to the limit with that.
You play it twice?
Yeah. And he's pricing stuff.
So he's like a stalker.
Yeah, he's stalker, yeah. Okay. A shelf guy helping people, smiling at customers. He's very popular.
Lemon! And he just smiles at a customer.
Yeah. And then he slips in the toxic waste, which is on the floor of the grocery store.
Is that after the montage?
Yeah. And that's like 50 minutes in. And there's like a fucking 12-minute scene of him trying to get up.
Just rolling around in toxic waste?
I don't know what to do.
How does he react to it?
And then he stands up. That's him bagging groceries.
This is before the toxic waste.
So this is him pricing things.
And then is he a cashier
and he's also,
too?
but they also show walking to the parking lot, putting stuff in the trunk.
What about putting away all the stray shopping carts that are all over the... Yeah.
In the rain. It's like a montage of different weather.
Does he act as cashier as well? Is there like a...
Well, he's carrying groceries on his shoulder the way they were carrying the money in the bank in Scarface.
I see.
And all that money, that's him rifling through looking for old expiration dates.
Right.
Does he laugh on the phone with anyone?
What's that?
Does he laugh on the phone with anyone?
No, he points to the guy in the meat department who's got like the bloody apron on and they laugh.
There's not some scene where he's got the price check phone? You know, where he's got just the phone receiver and he's talking to it for the PA system.
Well, that might be good. There's a big pile of sugar on his desk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Spilled. This is going to be great.
I think so, too. So this goes through, and then there's a 12-minute scene of him rolling around in toxic waste.
Trying to get up.
Why doesn't anybody help him?
And why is the toxic waste in the grocery store?
I didn't. There's no explanation for that.
You're not going to write one in?
Nah, nobody will care.
Okay, because Travis thought of that question real quick.
They'll be so excited by his transformation.
It's 12
They're
minutes.
gonna be like, finally, Jesus.
Yeah, he stands up with goop on him in a cape.
There's a cape?
Yep, and a GM on it and a mask.
What does the GM stand for?
Grocery man.
Oh, I see. So the toxic waste actually forms a cape.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then, all right, so that's the first movie.
Does he operate in the same world as Hoagie Boy?
I forgot about Hoagie Boy. I don't remember Hoagie Boy.
So that's
Just letting you know, the Wonder Woman's great, but this is going to be the one big one of the summer.
What's the second movie?
Him saving groceries.
What's the third movie?
Him saving more groceries.
That's just so
It's in a different land.
What land?
Iraq.
Is it King Cullen in Iraq?
No, but he goes there and ISIS is beheading people and killing people, but and he's saving their groceries.
So, like, ISIS might behead somebody in the grocery store, and then maybe the severed head knocks like a Slim Fast shake off the shelf, and before the Slim Fast shake falls, he saves the shake.
No, because they're all in the town square, like burning people alive or beheading them.
And he could even say, "Sheik, I care more about the shake."
And he's in the grocery store while they're being beheaded.
Right.
And he's fixing the shelves, and then they come back in like, oh my God, he's been here.
Oh no, not now.
Hey, Patty, Jim and Sam have only 60 seconds left. Any time for a quickie?
Oh my God, it won't be quick enough though.
There's plenty of time for that. 60 seconds.
60 seconds is a very short amount of time.
Come on, Patty, it's only 60 seconds. Oh, great. Just looks like I'm just gonna have to rub one out.
That was good.
Terrible.
Well, this was fun. It's good to be back home. It's good to be back in New York and on the radio. And please tune in tomorrow and go to my website if you want to come see me live. I have a whole new hour of material.
Yes. And if anybody missed the kickoff show last night, I was on the kickoff show for Extreme Rules on the WWE Network.
How was it?
It was great. I mean, it was amazing. You can check it out on the WWE Network if you're a subscriber. If not, they uploaded it to YouTube, so you can just look up Extreme Rules 2017 Kickoff Show, and you can see my work.
All right. Well,
all right.
Congratulations, and I guess we will see you guys tomorrow, where we have Mike McCready.
Yeah, who's a representative for Polaroid.
Yeah, and we'll interview him.
Right.
See you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.